We're starting. This is gonna be it. We're about to be live. I'm gonna sit still like a McT. Hello, everyone! It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up, the #1 watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's live stream podcast in the entire world, and that is thanks to you lovely people out there. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 45, Maximum Greed, where we break down everything that happened in the most recent 7's episode and get you all caught up on what you need to know going forward. We will obviously be making our picks for the Pick'em as well. If you want to play in the Pick'em, the email is down below. But I wanted to thank you guys for being here. We got a full team as usual. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
You feeling good, Pete?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
I'm feeling good. We're leading up to an exciting episode, so I'm excited.
Yeah, well, this one, I don't think this one's going to be as kooky as maybe next week's after the Yagi duel, but obviously Nick Yagi dueling is, going to lead to some fun conversations here tonight. But before we get into that, I mean, we have a lot to talk about with what happened in 45, because to me, 45 was loaded. What I thought was going to be a pretty skippable episode turned out to be one of the better episodes of this arc, which I think says a lot, at least in my opinion. Hunt's Maximum was shocking. Seeing Yuga's new Maximum this early was shocking as well. And just seeing how everything is starting to come together with the Maximum circulations, the role that Ronze had, thought it was a really good episode. So we're going to get to all of that. But before we begin, I do like to thank everyone who donated in the last Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up stream. You guys fund this whole studio. I really do mean it. And the production value of this stream goes up each and every week because of the generosity of you guys. Can you get the door?
I got it.
Thank you. So there's no better way to start off these streams. All right, well, now it's pretty obvious. Nick T's not here. That was actually a fake Nick T. If you believe,
no way.
If you believe Nick T was here, then I guess I did a good job. But the real Nick T's coming. He was running a little late. That's why we waited.
Well, the real Nick T, please stand up.
The real Nick T is coming. He's coming right now. But I want to thank all the donators. There's two ways to donate. The link in the description, which going forward, we've had a lot of discussion. The link donations are going to be prioritized because in the past few weeks, we've been reading those at the very end. Not really fair to the people who donate through the link. And
no, it's fair.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
So we're going to prioritize those link donations. So the link is in the description. And then, of course, you have the super chat as well through YouTube. I get a little bit more from the link, but whatever you're more comfortable with, if you choose to donate and support that way, thank you so much. You really do help fund this podcast. So I want to give a big thank you to Sean Gilbride, X-Slayer, T. Pinkstaff, Ice Aiden, Jack Knight 21, Adola Burst. What's up? Did you see my hand?
Oh, is that?
I was going to read the rest, then I was going to bring you on. But that's okay. That's okay. How you doing, man? Nick T is here. The man is here. You didn't miss much. We were just at the intro. Adola Burst, Nicholas Horton, Alan Wilkinson, the Cowboy Nick Yagi, Electric Kevin, Goosey Q, Seriously Orion, That Man 666, Nick Schoner, Kaio Cesar Campos, TNX Rail, Legendary Duels, Dylan Adams, Drago77 Blue, Janeth Ernst, Mega Karibo, Limestone, Chapel of Nick Yagi, Solid Snack, and Adam S. And as I have to say at the beginning of all my streams, God bless Nick Yagi, the savior of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep, that's about right.
Nick T, it's good to see you, my man. How you doing today?
Great.
Good.
Glad to be here.
I'm happy you made it. I'm happy you're here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So we are going to just jump right into our discussion on 45. Does anyone want to start with 45? I couldn't think of a rabid raccoon hypothetical that I was going to tie to this episode. So I don't have an opening monologue because that's the extent of my my ability for opening monologues, the rabid raccoon reference. But does anyone want to speak?
Mario, why don't you start us off?
It's me. Okay.
Nintendo's lawyers are on the line.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get copyrighted.
Oh, shoot here. Hold on.
No, you can wear the hat. You just can't say it's me.
Now he's a little gangster in the game.
All right. So I liked the episode, and I'm almost surprised that I liked the episode because I didn't really know what to expect. It was kind of like to me, it was like it's a slam dunk. Like, we all know Yuga's going to win. There's not going to be much to it. They're kind of... It almost felt like these next two, in my eyes, were going to be, like, leading up to something much bigger.
Right.
And, I mean, obviously, Nick Yagi over everything, so, like, you know, the next episode's a big deal as well.
Right.
But this episode, I just felt like there was so much packed into it with the Maximums and, like, it gave this like great story arc to Hunt, who just out of nowhere became a very relevant character in the entire thing. I mean, I liked, I really, everything about it. Even the duel was very interesting. I think the only downside was like still no sign of Asana or Galleon and that whole crew yet. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen to them as well.
Yeah. Something that Sevens has done really well that I think we can all agree on is the foreshadowing.
Absolutely.
Do you guys remember in episode 42 when Rook dueled the astronaut?
Yeah.
And they went to Maximum Mountain right before Asana and her friends came.
Right.
And I showed Caliber this, and Hunt shows up wearing a gold hat with that really nice camera.
Yeah,
and Rook's like, why did you dress up for this?
It's like, oh, no reason.
It's like, oh, no reason.
Yeah.
He was already in the process of selling Maximums.
Yep.
And that's a throwaway line that not many of us really looked deep into.
Yeah.
And it leads perfectly into this episode.
It does.
So Sevens has done that so well, and it's just, it makes rewatching those older episodes like that much more better.
Yeah, it actually is incredible.
It is. Well, it's the sign of a very tightly written show.
Yep.
Because when they do something like that, they clearly have 46 probably already done.
They must, yeah.
Yeah, or 45, excuse me.
Right.
It's not like a show where, I mean, I think with Vrains, especially
It was
early
like
on,
week
it
to
was
week.
probably week to week. With Arc 5, we know, based on what Mako Abe said at the end, an animator that worked for Arc 5, it was week to week. They
That's
were making
terrifying.
changes. Yeah, an anime really should be about 10 weeks ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
So you can go and do these things, and it all,
That's crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think about the crunch time that must have been going on there. I mean,
It's like you getting into like one of these Disney Plus Marvel shows right now and be like, I mean, do we give Sam the shield next week? We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you have no idea.
It's
There's
basically
no cohesive
episode
plan.
airs on
That's
Thursday
sad.
night, and on Monday they're still finishing
Scrambling.
it. Yeah, that's what it must have been like
That's
there.
crazy.
It's insane. But with Bridge, there's no signs of that at all. In fact, it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's such like a tight ship.
Yeah, you can tell they know what direction they want to go in, and they stick with it, which I definitely appreciate. Nick T, you obviously missed last week.
Yes.
So your thoughts on the last
44,
two episodes,
yeah.
44 and 45?
I think 44 is probably one of my favorite episodes thus far.
I would agree
Maybe
with
my favorite episode thus far.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot to unpack with that one. I know you guys already touched upon it last week, but like the fact that like the President Drone was able to like control Mimi in that way, like it turned a very otherwise lighthearted episode into something very sinister.
It legitimized the Goha drone as that threat that we didn't really feel.
He's a joke, like he's got ha 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 mode on his speech. I'm like, he's like, it's funny. I'm like, this is stupid. This is funny. And it's like, well, what was making him such a big deal before? And now we realize why he's a threat. Yeah. And it really does make it very legitimate. It adds credence to the fact that the old man had collapsed prior. Like, it all is kind of adding up now and it culminating in this very big threat.
Yeah.
Which makes the other threat all the more terrifying, because if we have this other dark shadowy organization that somehow compares to this brain-controlling drone, like, things are about to get very, like, serious.
I agree. What do you think of Goha 66's voice? What do you guys think?
Phenomenal.
Because I think his voice is actually chillingly good. Like when he said,
I don't know. Maybe actually, I could see that.
Goto Hunt Kun, like when he called Hunt by name.
Like, whoa.
Which, by the way, obviously, I guess they have access to a database. It's a little weird that he knew Hunt's full name.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know if he works for Goha or used to work with Goha. The color schemes, as we've talked about a lot on this podcast, are very
the
similar.
Symbols the same.
Symbols
the same.
very similar. So he's probably got the data to all the citizens in the area.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a creepy scene.
Yeah, very.
That was a creepy
So
scene.
it was great, and like,
Because if Hunt denied or like refused, I have a feeling Hunt might not have been leaving that line.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
He wasn't.
Considering the robots, they weren't
He was
armed,
preying
but
on a child. He was gonna-
absolutely. It was
was
terrifying. So
yeah,
the threats are coming to life.
The threats
here.
are coming to life, and like, and then all culminating that episode with Otis breaking out of, whatever security they had him in, whatever imprisonment, which is very concerning.
Yeah.
So we're getting, and of course then like that, I can't forget to mention the fact that now Yuga's on the team with
The super team.
The super
And
team.
what are your thoughts of that?
I think it's awesome, but also like it shows a potential interesting direction, like for our like team to go. Like I don't know, because I think there's potential for animosity, because we already have, Rook being very jealous about it, but like I feel like there's a lot more like that's just lighthearted like fun, right? Because like, oh, here's like these previous not rivals, but like antagonists coming together, and now we have a super team that's way unfair. But like, I think a lot of like real feelings of animosity could come out of that. Like, because it's just like we have our team of our 3 support characters, and then we have Yuga, and it's like, it could really end up really great. And then leading into 45, I mean, I thought it was great. I think it was a good way to add legitimacy to the whole how maximums are coming back thing, because we weren't sure how that was going to happen.
When Hunt showed the maximums, what was your reaction? Were you shocked?
Not really.
I was watching live. I was shocked. I did not think. That was the first maximum that was not revealed to us prior to it being in the anime.
That's true.
So that's why I just didn't expect it to be. Because I'm like, oh, they haven't really done that yet.
Right.
He's not going to have a maximum. And then when he showed it, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I based on like, because it was clear at the beginning of the episode he was kind of the one, like that club was the one peddling. Yeah. So like it was like, all right, so if they're dealing in maximums, they must have a maximum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair to say.
But like, it was still a great moment. Not just because I wasn't surprised, doesn't mean it wasn't like a thrilling moment. I thought it was a really entertaining episode, and adds, it kind of deepens the whole. Because like, why is Goha 66 or 66, tapping Hunt to get these maximums? What is their plan? So,
and what are they looking for?
What are they looking for?
That's the big thing. We're going to talk a little bit more about Goha 66 later on.
I just one quick note. Absolutely. I had one complaint about the episode. Okay. And I know a lot of people, like over the course of this entire show, one of the big criticisms gets, it doesn't look like Yu-Gi-Oh. Whatever. I love the way the show looks. I think Hunt was animated, like just drawn so poorly. He was so underdrawn. If you go back and look, like he's like, you got like these style, like Yuga style, like a bit stylized. Even like the other 2 members of now they're not called the Dino Club anymore. I forget what they're called now.
The Hunt.
Yes, but then you look at
Treasure
Hunt, and he has this super round, plain head. Yeah. It was very off-putting for me, honestly.
I didn't even notice it, but I don't notice stuff like that.
Wait, when?
The whole episode.
Okay.
The whole episode.
I thought you were referencing like that other person that they were leading down in there.
Oh no, the kid, who did look comically large when they showed him in comparison.
Yeah,
he really did.
But then you're like, oh, it's because it's a bodysuit.
Yeah.
So that's why, because that head, when you said round, that's what I thought of, because it literally was just like huge.
Thank you for the dono.
I felt like Hunt was a little.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism.
And I guess one other thing is the fact that I feel like we had a very serious note with the fact with Ronze like defecting to Neil's side, and the tone of that has like changed significantly. It's like funny now.
Yeah. It's definitely.
So I don't know what's going on with that. I thought that was going to lead to a whole lot more, but right now it seems like nothing.
Yeah, I see that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on, so I'm glad you touched on that. We're going to talk more about Ronze and that whole scene and my thoughts on it, and we'll have a discussion about that. Pete, I want to know your general thoughts on the episode. Liked it, didn't like it, loved it, hated it.
I liked it. I had a lot more fun last week, but I still thought the the maximum moment for me felt very obvious. Like I felt like it was building.
Yeah, I think with subs it hinted at it more, because when I was watching it, I don't see subs. Oh yeah, right. I don't see it subbed. No, so I
think it was that, and I think
I should have clarified that,
which is fair. And I think it was that, and I think it was also the connection that like this guy is the one in Hunt that is really good at digging up these maximums with his sneezing ability. Right. So it made sense, especially the way he had so much bravado, and he was just, he's decked out. I'm just going to say it. He looked like a pimp. Let's just say
it. He literally... Not the first time. Rook looked like a pimp when they were at the training camp.
He legit looked like a pimp. He had gold rings / like brass knuckles on and everything. He was.
Shine so bright.
Yeah. But the way there's no way you're that confident against Yuga, the way this show has been built up, which I think the story has been very, like, well done, and that he doesn't have an ace in the hole. There's something there that can maybe wipe Yuga off the map. Yeah. And so that's why when that reveal comes, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. I thought it was a really sick-looking maximum. I really like Yuga's maximum.
Yeah.
I know some people... My 2 favorites. I saw in the comments were not a fan of, like, the volcano design. I thought it looked pretty cool.
I thought it looked very cool.
I definitely enjoy it more than I actually enjoy his previous maximum.
Yeah,
just
Omito.
like Megazord kind of thing.
Thank
doesn't really do
you
it for
for
me.
the dono.
But yeah, the episode overall, that moment of Ronze was made more comedic. I think there'll be more to that. I thought it was more funny in that moment that Rendaisuke just came out of literally nowhere.
Yeah.
Dude, like he was not there at all, and then even Gakuto was shocked that he just appears behind him as soon as his sister appears.
Yeah.
Well,
So I thought that was a pretty good
That
moment.
was a good moment.
when she appeared in the suit, like the bodysuit suit,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with Dylan and I'm watching it and I go, where the hell did that guy come from? He
Yeah.
literally like teleported onto the screen.
Yeah.
Like it looked like he literally like
Yeah.
warped in and was just like, oh, and by the way, and I'm like, wait,
Which in
what?
context does make sense because of like their style, like the like the whole
No, but
Sogetsu style.
yeah,
like,
but
makes
when you
sense.
don't know that that's them, it
Right,
makes it that
exactly.
much
No, I
weirder.
know,
It's
yeah.
like, wait, like where are you coming from?
Yeah, I would agree. And then I didn't notice it as much as Nick T, but there was a couple shots where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that. It reminded me, and not as bad, but it reminded me of those couple episodes in Brains with Bowman, like where we would die laughing
long
at
neck.
those. Like some of those were like, oh, yikes, and maybe that's because they were under a time crunch. So
Yeah.
forgive those people working there, but it reminded me in some ways of that.
Yeah.
Not as bad.
No,
Not as.
no,
bad.
I see what you're saying. So yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me backtrack a little.
Back it up.
Oh, because I do want one last thing I wanted to say about it was I do want to give some credit to the way they had framed the preview for this episode, because I was very much under the impression that everyone was in jail, like because it's the field spell, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's in
Oh, for
prison.
44. Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, yeah.
I want that. Yeah, that's for some reason I had that on the mind.
Yeah,
For
no.
44 though,
Yeah.
so I guess in 43 the preview for 44.
Yeah, we all thought that they were in jail.
Right.
And we were like, how is that?
That was
possible?
really impressive. The way
Yeah,
that it's like,
it was
oh well,
smart.
someone's breaking someone else out of jail, and
That's
that,
not
they
what it
deceived
was.
us. That was a very good red herring.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
they've been doing a really good job with that.
Yeah, they have been.
And even though for me, if I can make a point
Absolutely.
here, in this episode, even if sometimes the animation didn't 100% hit for me, the idea of the animation, really love that. I like that whole Jurassic theme.
Oh yeah.
I like I said, in his maximum, I like that it changes where he got rid of the field spell of Jurassic World and then it got brought back and it was two different versions of what the world looked like.
Yeah.
And you keep with that asteroid theme of like taking out the dinosaurs. All those
mass
moments.
extinction.
Even when Yuga brought out the ice monster or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Ice Age
yeah,
catapult,
and how you have the volcano in the back and then it gets frozen over because it's an ice age. So
Yeah.
all those ideas very well executed.
Even the attack from Hunt's Maximum of the huge asteroid, the mass extinction.
So
extinction
sick.
attack
He
was
survived
great.
mass extinction.
Yeah, which that's the first time that Yuga has actually survived being blindsided by a Maximum. Because he was blindsided against Nail and Asana, so that even shows Yuga's growth a little
that
bit.
blood curdling scream.
From Seven's Road Magician. That's Gakuto. That's
Yuga!
Gakuto.
And that was it. You knew
No,
it was
but
a rat.
also that was Gakuto, but also when Seven's Road Magician gets wiped off the map
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Nail
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah. No.
His blood curdling
Right.
scream.
I should have clarified.
Oh, it's
Gakuto's
his
voice
voice
actor
it is-
does the
right,
voice.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I know that scream is horrifying.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna mess, but you can do it.
No, try, bro. You got
Wow.
this. The light is a big hurdle. Wow.
How about that? That's why we need the trash can.
So I want to. There's a few topics that I want to get to here. The first one being Hunt's character. I was pretty harsh on Hunt in my episode review.
Really?
I was. I thought that he. Listen, I think that wanting money is not inherently bad, depending on what your motivation for that is.
Okay.
But people that are driven by greedy ideals and materialistic wants and get there no matter what it takes because of mere materialistic desires, I think those kind of people are rotten, to be honest.
Right.
And I know a lot of people will say, well, money kind of ruined him. I'm not
Money
one of those.
corrupts.
I don't know if I believe that. I think money
I
makes
do.
you more of who you always were. I don't know if money necessarily
It's about
corrupts.
power
Well,
as well.
I think it makes you more of who you always were. I'm more of a believer in that side of things. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that someone who is, kind-hearted becomes evil the second that they run into some money. I don't know. I think that person always kind of had those twisted values on it. But there's definitely a deeper discussion that you can have there. But I wanted to know your thoughts on Hunt as a character. Keep in mind, and I think a lot of people overlook this, is it fair to say he sold out potentially the entire safety of Goha in the tournament to assist Goha 66 in the mines just so he could gain wealth and materials and objects?
Yeah.
Is that unfair to say?
No, it's unfair to say.
He sold out.
But
He did.
But does he know? He doesn't understand, I think, or at least I wouldn't think he understands, what's at risk by this guy helping him.
Yeah, but you know what? You're in an abandoned mine shaft, and this guy who sounds horrifying needs your help looking for something ancient, and he's got an army of evil red-eyed robots behind him.
So what's the problem?
Well, okay,
They're
actually,
tools,
let me
bro.
reframe your question.
Yes.
You are a 8-year-old kid alone in an abandoned mine, and a older man with a commanding presence and a deep voice, and an army of people asks you to do something.
Absolutely, but you know what? If he showed remorse and acted like he had no other choice, I'd agree with that. But he acted like he had. In fact, actually, when Khan and the other guy, I can't remember his name, started apologizing, he didn't. He doubled down.
He did.
He said, "I want nothing to do with you guys. I'm abandoning."
Well, not only that, when he lost, he still said, "Oh, well, something along the lines of Yuga was like, I hope you learned, like, not everything was about money or something like that."
Well,
and they both were apologizing. And he still said money, and then they covered him up and like to try to.
He was like, "What's more important, money or dueling?" And he goes,
which was actually pretty funny. Yeah. So he showed, at least Khan, at least they try to hide it.
Right, because they're good friends.
Yeah, they're all in it for the money, as they were when they debuted. It was the same thing when they debuted. Well, but Hunt is at that extra level. He showed no remorse to me. He is 12 or 8, however old he is. 10.
Well, so
that's the one saving grace there, where he's got a lot of room to.
I have a few points that I want to address there. The fact that, so you said, like, as far as his character is concerned, I would rather say he's naive / innocent rather than kind. We don't really know how kind or not he is right now. He's an innocent 10-year-old kid.
Sure.
And you give a 10-year-old kid that kind of potential for money and power, and most likely they will take it not knowing the consequences.
Yeah, no, I guess that's fair.
And on the same note, I'm very a firm believer in the quote I forget where I heard this, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. 100%.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know if I fully agree with you on that. I think that if you are a good-hearted person, it's not going to fully corrupt you. I think that it makes you more of who you always were. I think it makes you more of who you always were.
Get absolute power and find out.
Well, I'm not going to.
We don't want to see that.
I don't.
Nobody wants to do
on either way, power. Because if it corrupts him, then it's worse. If it shows the true him.
That was good. Listen, maybe I was harsh on him in my review. But I stand by it. And I don't think he's a badly written character, by the way. I think he's very compelling. And there's a big difference between saying, "Oh, he's a badly written character," or "I don't like him as a character." Big difference.
Yeah, because when you said I was harsh on him, I thought you were going to criticize him from a writing standpoint.
Oh no,
no,
no.
But no, from a moral character.
From a moral character standpoint.
Right. I don't disagree. I think one thing to keep in mind, and I think it was Entame who had mentioned this in a general context about like. The way some of these characters react, where it's like, well, you'd have to, like, it's so childish to act this way or that way, and it's because they're children.
They're children,
like
absolutely.
when initially, before we knew Asana was in the mine, like, doing some reconnaissance, when she called out because she was getting too feverish about the duel, like, yes, it's very much a kid's reaction to be like, I don't feel well because of all these feelings I'm at. Like when a kid would say like I'm too sick to go to school.
Absolutely. Although I don't think that was true. I think
that's
he was hiding.
No, but I'm saying that's a good like it's a reasonable explanation.
Absolutely.
Until obviously we found that wasn't the case anyway.
Absolutely.
But like as a child, like it makes sense.
Absolutely. So no, he has plenty of room to grow and mature. And maybe when he's 16, say, listen, there were things I did when I was 16 that I am not proud of and I have to live with. I think we can say that about. Yeah. I think most 20-year-old people can say that. Yeah. So no, there's absolutely room for him to improve. But in this moment,
it sucks.
He showed no remorse.
Yeah.
And
he's being a shitty kid.
He's being a shitty kid. Yeah, that's all.
That's all it is.
Did you feel the same way? Maybe not the same potential stakes, but did you feel the same way with Rook? When as soon as he got the power, him and Kaizo took over the entire school.
Yeah, that was that's true. I thought
absolute power corrupts absolute.
And the only reason they stopped was because of Tiger.
No, you're absolutely.
The only reason they stopped.
You're absolutely right.
You know how much property damage was probably done to that school?
It probably cost the school millions.
I guess it's a little different for me, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I think you have it out for Hunt.
I don't have it out for Hunt. I really don't. I really don't have it out for Mike. But I got to tell you, I just think that I think the big difference was the.
Yeah, exactly. He literally says, Luke even says abuse of power feels good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we know Rook is power hungry. I never defended that. Did I don't remember getting in front of this camera
I'm just saying,
and saying
genuinely, what is your feeling now, given now you've had two characters in two different ways corrupt? One through power, one through money.
Yeah, I guess I'm more harsh on one because of the money aspect.
And also the potential dangerous aspect.
Right. Painting the school blue is,
that was only the beginning, though.
It could only be the beginning, but I can only comment on what's happened. I can't comment on the future. I don't know where the housing market's going to be in 10 years. I can only comment on the market now. You know what I mean?
Okay, Dave Ramsey.
No. So listen, I can't comment on things that have not happened yet. There's just something to me about selling out without any remorse to get maximums, to turn a profit, not to get money to help your parents or to help your family or to live a more comfortable life, but to buy materials and items and to rip off people while you're doing it by only giving them one card. I mean, the whole thing's just a scam.
Well, they knew what they were getting into.
I hate scammers, and I hate people who step on less fortunate people in that regard.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's why it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. No, I definitely respect that.
Yeah. So but I see the potential there with Rook. I mean, listen, I love the theory that Rook might become a little corrupt.
I'm keeping an eye on Rook.
Yeah, and Kaizo's another one that we gotta watch that. Listen.
Give me a problem with this guy.
Yeah, you got a problem with him. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree? I mean, Nick T kind of rebutted it. What do you think about Hunt?
He is a kid.
He is a kid.
So, I can't fault him so much if he is 10. I mean, what would you do with that kind of money at 10? I think we should praise him for his entrepreneurial skills.
I respect the entrepreneurial skills.
He was able to switch into a quick shop.
So I was an entrepreneur in high school, right?
Yes.
I would buy sodas.
In a way, you still are.
In a way, I still am.
Yeah.
I would buy sodas in high school.
Scheming people out of their money.
And I'd sell them. I sold them for less than what the vending machine charged. I sold them for $1 a can. Extremely fair. Mm-hmm. I still made a little bit of a profit on it, but I would sell because soda was banned because of the sugar crisis in America. Yeah. So I would sell soda.
You sold candy, I believe. You sold a whole bunch
I sold a lot of things at a very fair price because there was a market for it. I respect the entrepreneurial skills, but I wasn't selling $5 a can for a soda. I wasn't giving people one Twizzler if they wanted a pack of Twizzlers. I wasn't ripping off people because money was my only desire.
Is Hunt ripping them off? He's giving them maximum.
He's giving them one maximum card.
Yeah, but he's giving them fair value for that one maximum.
They're trading in. Did you see the items that he had?
Hey, that's on those people. That's on those people. Bard are a little bit better.
Straight gold bars.
He had
Which I don't know when a child has access to gold bars.
They went into Daddy's safe at home. He's gonna be missing a few bars.
Right? No, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. What? What if some of these kids, they like took out
they did into their parents' savings?
Out a second mortgage.
I mean, those kids need to be raised better, and those parents are paying for those consequences.
But if they got conned by Hunt,
I see you did their con.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Listen, I just think that. I think there's a lot to be said there. That's all. That's all
I
I'm
agree.
Say.
I definitely, because I agree.
I think we're saying the same.
He's taking advantage of kids, but I think we could praise the entrepreneurial spirit.
I love the entrepreneurial spirit.
and mold him a bit.
Yeah,
I could see a great businessman in Hunt.
Mold.
Absolutely, as long as he doesn't make money by crushing
of course.
people. Yeah.
But you think that
he's a kid, so we'll have to teach that morality.
Is it his fault that people didn't buy three maximum cards, that they were only buying?
Well, we don't know if he set a cap. He could say one per customer.
He might have set a cap after the
deal.
He
said no cap.
He did say no cap.
No cap.
What if he said, "I'm going to get you a maximum if you have to give me this"? They give him the object, and he says, "Okay, here's a maximum," and it's one maximum. He didn't lie.
Right. So I don't understand what's wrong with that. You got to read the description.
What do you think? I mean, you probably like Hunt.
He's already.
There we go. There we go.
Let's see.
Honestly, what do you think?
I don't like him.
Okay.
I think what they did for his character in terms of he was made into a more relevant relevant character, at least somewhat of a threat.
Yeah,
because he had a maximum. And then they had the comedic relief of them showing him underneath the ground with bars of gold on the desk while he's giving out these cards. And then they doubled down on the comedic relief when Rook's like, you know what, I'll just take the rest of them and, I'll safely give them back. I'm like, well, we don't have any more. And then he gets mad again because he still can't get a maximum. I don't know. I don't think it's like. It's not. I wouldn't hate him. I don't think he's an awful kid. I think he's a kid with a dream, and he's doing what he can to get what he wants, basically.
But no, you're right.
Like if you were 10, you were probably buying 24 bags of Swedish fish if you were selling maximum carbs.
I was pretty healthy when I was 10.
Yeah, but you didn't have the funds to fund
I didn't
sugar.
have the funds. I didn't have the funds. That's okay.
I was until middle school, really.
Yeah. But I let myself go. What are you gonna say?
Nick commented, "Hunt is the bourgeoisie." You know what the French did to them?
We killed them.
Let's pivot.
Break out here.
Let's pivot.
Your guillotine.
So we're gonna pivot. Something that I think makes the tournament a little predictable. Something I didn't necessarily love. If there was one thing that I was a little disappointed in,
I think I know where you're going.
Is that the only finals is the top two teams in this battle royale, and Team Yuga and Team Rook have a massive lead.
Yeah,
So
it's not even fair.
Did you see the scores on the list? So it has like Team 1 and it was like 346 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it was like Team 2 and it was like 343.
Right.
And then they're like, "Oh my god, Hunt's team is Team 3," and they show it and it's like 160.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a very big
So
gap.
what's 4 through whatever is
Probably low.
But the thing is, like, it's a 7-point increase for a win and a 7-point decrease for a loss.
Yeah.
So even if if he beats Yuga there. Okay, so
There was
now
no
what?
chance.
It's 336 to 166.
Yeah.
I
There
wonder.
was no way they were breaking.
Yeah.
No.
It's.
So I think that makes it pretty
We know what we're getting.
obvious that unless something crazy happens, that's going to be the finals.
You knew that's where it was.
Which it was probably going to be there. I would have liked to see like a semis though,
Yeah.
even like the
Yeah.
best of 4, but it is what it is. And I think that we still might get another tournament down the road.
Sure.
I mean, 3 of the 5 shows, not including Vrains, had multiple tournaments, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think? Do you guys have any issue with that, or?
I mean, I do. In retrospect, and it's something I never considered before, they, to be fair, did warn us. I mean, it's called a battle royale.
They did.
It's not just
well, we knew the format would be interesting.
All right.
I
mean, that's when you say battle royale, like when you think about it this way, it makes sense.
It does.
Which am I jazzed about? Not really, because again, it does make it a little more predictable. Even if we knew what the final 2 were going to be, we didn't know where the other chips would fall.
I think making it teams of 3 also makes it a little unpredictable.
Predictable.
Yeah, a
You know
little
how
predictable because like there's no like individual matchups really.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
and those things that we
get
were
dream
hoping
matchups
for.
out of
it.
Yeah, that we were hoping for, like maybe Yuga Neil again or something like that. Like none of that stuff's gonna happen.
No. Yeah,
It's
Yuga
not in the
can't.
context of
They
this.
kind of made it like Duelist Kingdom in a way of like you're walking around the city, like you're walking around the island, you run into someone, you duel them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
it's like that.
starships,
It
you
is,
get
yeah.
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this pretty much will play out this way if it's the Rook versus Yuga's team.
Yeah.
I have here Gakuto versus Nail, Roa versus Roman, Yuga versus Rook, which I think would be 3 really, really great
Oh, that would be
duels.
amazing.
Nick T, I didn't get your opinion on this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yuga versus Rook, that's the finale, right? We'll scrap that.
Yeah.
Who has a better chance to win? Nail versus Gakuto or Roman versus Roa?
That's tough.
It's unpredictable.
Especially because
Now the Ronze factor plays into this.
the Ronze factor does play into this.
And that's why I wanted to actually kind of pivot there as well, because you mentioned that, it was a little more comedic than you expected. I think that aspect could be fleshed out in a more serious way when and if Gakuto and Nail duel.
Right. A lot of more personal feelings could come up there. And
Yeah. And I think that could
like
be...
Neil's about to just destroy Gakuto, and then like Ronze
Oh,
steps
wow,
in,
Ronze.
kind of trades to the other side per se,
Maybe.
and saves Gakuto.
I think it could be even a matter if Gakuto doesn't win, that Gakuto, it shows that he's got a lot of room to grow and that he, I think it could be a very big, or it could be a coming of age duel for him if he does beat Neil. I mean, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Talk about how big of a win that would be. So, I mean, who's got a better chance to win, Neil or Roman?
It's tough. I mean, because like I want to look at them just from like a dueling standpoint, but it's hard to not look at history.
I mean, Gakuto or Roman, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know what you meant. And it's like if we're looking at patterns here, and like, I mean, Roman just had an enormous win.
Yeah.
So
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. That's gonna be tough if that's.
I want them all to win, of course. I want both Roman and Gaku to win, but it just wouldn't make for good storytelling.
Mm.
But I think it would be a. I don't know. It's really tough.
I got to tell you, if episode 49 is like Roman versus Roa or Neil versus Gakuto, that's going to be a nightmare to pick. Yeah. Because the second duel will be a little predictable. Right. Let's say Neil beats Gakuto. Okay, then Roman's got to beat Roa.
Yeah.
Or Gakuto beats Neil. Okay, Roa's going to beat Roman. But and then Yuga versus Rook will also be a little tricky.
Oh my god.
So
you don't think? What if they started?
Assuming those happen.
What if they started off with Yuga versus Rook?
That'd be
and Yuga wins.
Something. That'd be something.
Because then if Yuga wins, you know that the next duel is probably
no matter what, the second duel should be pretty predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the opposite.
The first
of whoever
and third
wins
are
the
going to be a
first.
nightmare.
Yeah.
But the thing is, say Yuga beats Rook, right? And then say the next one is like Roa and Roman wins, she gets her revenge on Roa or whatever, and it's down to Gakuto versus Neil. You have the Rons factor. You have Yuga's team loses if Gakuto wins.
Mm-hmm.
But then if their team wins, Rook's technically the champion, but he lost.
Yeah.
Could also put a spin in his head to make him not feel like he earned it and bring him down a dark path.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a cool twist.
No, it would be.
It would be. It would be.
It's tough to call.
It's really tough to call.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just make an early, guess here.
Okay.
I think Gakuto loses, Roman wins.
Okay. That's what I'm leaning.
Yeah, I just think because...
Which would be insane. I mean, if in one arc Roman beats Yuga and Roa...
Right, it's enormous for her.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Because I still am very much on the fence, but if I had to, kind of think about it objectively, I think, other than the Ronzai thing, which I think maybe could get fleshed out in a Gakuto-Neil duel, I think there's a lot more lingering feelings between Roman and Roa. I mean, Roa casted aside his actual friends.
Well, Roman could duel with the wishes and the weight of Geta and Ushido as
exactly,
well. And you think that would benefit Roman in a Yu-Gi-Oh duel, usually.
Exactly.
You know.
And on top of that, the way he had treated her in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a pretty serious,
Yeah, that'll be interesting. A lot of dream matchups there if that happens. But obviously we can't get too ahead of ourselves. We'll be talking a lot about that if that ends up coming to fruition. The last thing I wanted to touch on from this episode, Goha Double Six. So Goha Double Six makes another appearance, Silhouette Man, whatever you want to call him, at the end of this episode. I made a prediction about 3 weeks ago that I was actually spot on with. It was a little bit of a theory. I'm happy I was right with it. That Sweets Kokako was going to be an underling or a part of Goha Double Six rather than actual Goha Corporation. And that ended up getting confirmed by next week's episode summary and cast list.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I did say all the aliens would be, so I might not be right about that, but I have a feeling that they'll all be associated with Goha Double Six. A character I want to talk about is Otis.
Yes.
Because I've seen a lot of theories that Otis is potentially working with Goha Double Six as well, and that he could be in cahoots or coordination with them. I mean, obviously they're not the same character, two different voice actors, but I think the possibility that Otis is associated with Goha Double Six is very real. Before I give my thoughts on that theory, I want to know your guys' thoughts on Goha Double Six's motivation right now, what he's looking for. And I want to know your thoughts on where Otis fits into this. Is he a friend or foe of Goha Double Six and his cause?
I think that they're working together.
Okay.
I think they're both former Goha employees, as we already know.
Well, we know that
is, right?
Yeah, we don't know Goha Double Six is for sure.
So I think,
Otis is. Yes.
I think maybe the two of them may have been the people that brought maximum summon or maximum cards to Goha. And basically they shut them down and destroyed them, and that's why they were thrown into this maximum mountain or wherever in the mines down there. And that whole thing kind of they threw them out, kind of just said you shouldn't have any knowledge of this, the company doesn't want to be involved in it, whatever. And then that's kind of how the two of them are working together to get it back, because now that they've seen that Neil had done so, he had summoned one, and then Yuga did as well, and now that they're seeing these things actually happening, they're trying to get back to what is rightfully theirs, I guess they would say, and maybe even take over Goha if they can.
Yeah. I don't think Goha 66 is looking for maximums. Because I think he said in this dialogue, you know, if you help us find what I'm looking for, then I'll help you find the dual discs for the maximums.
Right.
So I don't know if it's not a bad theory, but I don't know if I agree that they're looking for maximums.
I think they're just a means to an end. Like, that's it. Like, they're just like...
You think they're looking for like an atom bomb?
I don't think they're looking for an atom bomb.
Okay. So what do you mean by means to an end?
I think they're like the maximums for Goha 66 are like a means to an end. Like
They're
that's
a piece
just
of the puzzle.
They're a piece of the puzzle. It's like, well, how are we gonna get what we want with whatever usurping Goha from the Goha Corporation from President Goha or the Goha drone or whatever? Well, maximums are our way because we can either manipulate Hunt or we can use them to throw a wrench into this tournament, which seemed to be the intent in the short term was to give Hunt what he wanted and throw it into this huge wrench into the tournament, which would have otherwise been pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I still think Goha 66 is responsible for this tournament happening. That's my prediction on it. I think they forced this tournament to happen. They were the ones who sent in the notebook to Mimi and Mr. Goha.
Oh, you mean like that?
That's my theory on it.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah. Them or Otis, if they're not working together.
Yeah.
On the Otis end, I find it more confusing because I think...
Yeah, I can't get a read on Otis.
I can't get a read on him. I think, as little as we know about him now, he has much less to gain by committing to one side. Because of how enigmatic he is, he has very little to gain by just committing to Goha 66, or 66. He could be working the whole system. He could be doing, whatever's in his... I think he just has his own plan. I don't think it's just to work with Goha 66.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Pete, what are your thoughts on all this?
I mean, like, I could see Otis somehow having a connection to 66 just because I don't know if they work together from the start, but they could join up because they have probably similar goals, which at this moment, I guess we could theorize is to destroy Goha. I mean, I think that's pretty clear from 66.
Yeah.
Otis, less so. Like, what is his ultimate goal here? Wow. He kind of wants to help Yuga and make a new game, but then at the same time, like, then why he had to get arrested for a reason
and then break out,
right? And then we never saw where he went. He just he kind of waved as he was coming down, and he excavated the ground in his cell, and then we never saw him again.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if they work together, but I still think he's a separate thing. Goha, the 66, I think clearly they're probably some offshoot of Goha employees. Very much like Otis, but in a different way. They're bitter of something. Maybe they made something and they kind of got thrown to the side, and maybe the President Drone took credit for it, or however that went, and now they're just out for revenge to topple this company completely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I threw out a thing last week, and you weren't here, or maybe there's some kind of tie connection here with the Mutsuba name. We know that whole family in Asana got screwed over by Goha.
Right.
Maybe there's some connection there.
That's a very good point.
That was a crack theory.
Because we don't really know. I mean, there's very little remnants of the Matsuba family other than the heavy machinery, the cavalry club or whatever.
And then the other thing is, who are these aliens, right? Because obviously I felt like even when we got Finger Kokako...
Are they aliens, though?
Are they aliens?
Yeah, are they aliens?
I felt like there was just way more to them. We have a confirmed fourth shadow alien that will be appearing in 46 as well. Some people are theorizing that that's the leader of Kokako, Sorako, and Chikako. So we're going to have a fourth Akko. I think it's Urako, I think is her name. So we're going to have Urako, Finger Chikako, Sweets Kokako, and Sorako. Just as a reminder, that's Urako, Finger Chikako, Sweets Kokako, and Sorako. Not to be confused in order of appearance. Obviously, Sorako appeared first, followed by Chikako, and then Kokako, and now we have Urako coming up. But, I mean, Cal, can you repeat what I said?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of Ikko, Akko, Uko, and
That's what I thought.
Urako.
He wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. And this is
Sorako,
Yugioh.
This guy.
Sorako came first.
Yeah.
He pays attention.
He does pay attention. I like to think because, I mean, if we kind of go with the idea that, like, we have future, present, past.
Yes.
In them, like, is Urako, like, timeless, like an infinite being, just like
I might
the
Can we
bounds
make
of
a
space
theory
and
video on
time.
that?
I might also be getting that name wrong. I think it's Umiko.
Sure.
Umiko.
It doesn't matter.
Urako. Did I say Urako?
You said it.
Umiko.
You said Urako.
Who knows?
The Rock.
We let you just riff.
You said so many. You said the names like 4 times. I just got confused.
Well, you didn't.
I just tune him out.
And after hearing Pete talk about the whole Otis Goha 6 thing, I thought popped into my mind about the intentions actually more than likely being very different.
Yikes.
I think, yes, maybe they're both former employees. At the sense that Goha 66, yes, it wants to topple Goha. I think that's the intent. That's the point.
Yeah.
Get rid of maybe there's some kind of specific direct thing with President Drone to topple it. I think Otis is looking to uncover something way bigger than that.
I agree.
Through Goha, because obviously his work within Goha is the catalyst for all this.
Yeah.
He was the one that set up the back door. He was the one that allowed you to set up rush duels. He's trying to either himself or through Yuga to uncover something much bigger than the company itself. Could they be working together to help each other achieve the goals? Maybe. But I don't think so because of how different those two things could be.
Otis's goals don't seem as destructive, but it's interesting.
They're almost more enlightening.
Because Otis...
But can you fully trust him?
No. Otis...
Not even Yuga can.
Otis
Yuga literally doesn't trust
Otis
him.
manipulated Yuga the same way that Goha 6 manipulated Hunt in this episode.
Sure.
So, interesting parallels there.
We talked about this last week, that there's a lot of shows out there where a villain later on appeared at first as a mentor to our protagonist and wanted them to get more powerful because it served their purposes ultimately in the end.
Absolutely.
I mean, it could go that way.
Yeah,
and it's fascinating because I don't know if Otis necessarily wants Yuga to get more powerful for Yuga. He wants Yuga to get more powerful to push rush duels to
Well, that's
their
what I'm
maximum.
saying. It's for his ultimate
And
angle.
if you create maximums, and who knows what's to follow maximums, whether it's an older method or a more unique method or an extra deck method, because we know there's an extra deck in rush duels, will that create some sort of power sensor or power rift in time, something crazy like that?
All I'm thinking is 5Ds now. When they had the momentum machine.
Right.
That's all I'm thinking.
Oh my god, and the city just blew. I mean,
And
we
that
don't know.
Crazy scientist.
Yeah, he clearly wants rush duels to continue to grow, and that's why he pushes Yuga. He doesn't want them to get stagnant. Is there an ulterior motive there? I believe there probably is. What is that ulterior motive? I have no idea.
He's Yuga from the future. I'm still gonna stick with that.
I gotta be honest. I love Goha 6's voice.
Oh, so great.
I mean, I just want to hear him read off like a novel. Like he's terrifying.
You know what it is?
Like a children's book. It'd be so scary.
You know what it is? Goha 6 was supposed to be the president, and they created this drone mask.
Now that's not a horrible theory.
And the drone mask took over.
Yeah, that's not a horrible theory. I could see
AI,
something
man.
like that. I could absolutely see something like that.
We're buffering.
Are
you
buffering?
buffering?
Just refresh, bro.
No, it's your computer.
She also brings up a good point. And
hi,
Yuga,
Shiose.
yeah, she's here. Yuga and Roa both seem to not like Otis at all, too. They speak very rudely and in a very hostile way to him.
Oh, did not know that. Now that's the not prefixes. What is it called? Like the Sir
honorifics.
Honorifics. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like
Right, the way they refer to
Dono,
him.
yeah, I know. San.
Well,
yeah,
when they
those
say
are all-
Itachi-san is usually
Yes.
like it's an adult presence.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually
they
think
don't
that
respect him.
I think Chiose's manager Entame, who does the translations, I think they did like a whole list of every character's like honorifics for other
Yep,
characters.
and it was
So-
very, very interesting.
Yes, and I remember reading that Yuga, I didn't know Roa as well, both refer
wait,
to Otis in a rude way. So that's also kind of interesting because Yuga's not a rude guy. I mean, he's a very nice guy, and he's a very respectful guy. So the fact that he refers to Otis that way, and he even said to Otis straight up, "Are you here to manipulate me again?"
Yeah.
We know that Yuga doesn't fully trust Otis either.
Yuga's a smart guy.
He is a smart
He's
guy.
a couple steps ahead of everybody else.
And it shows how smart Otis is. That Nail really has no idea what he's doing. Right? Yeah. Even in the ramen shop in 45.
Can we talk about
where he calls him Mr. Genius?
No, well, yes, that was hysterical.
Well, I
Also
like the two of them interacting.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
because they're so different.
Their dynamic is great, but the fact that Neil is so taken by the ramen is hysterical.
He goes, "This is my problem.
This is my province." Where it's like, when Yuga was unsure about like taking the duel, it's like, well, and then like Ro was like, I don't care, and then as soon as the bowl gets put in front of Neil, he's like, you can take it.
Yeah, I know. And Sebastian's like upset about it. Yeah, no, it's hilarious, and they're two different people. Like Roa is such a, I don't know the right word, but the princess.
Well,
scene.
yeah, it's literally like the rock star with the most charisma
He's such
of
a
any
player,
character,
yeah.
and then the genius with absolutely no
right.
charisma.
Who's
Like it's
who's Ronze's probably the first woman who's ever interacted with him.
Exactly.
Probably.
Yeah, and then you have Roa.
He's been alone, presumably all that time.
Yeah,
with
and you can see how much of a loner he is because he wants nothing to do with Ronze.
Yeah.
Absolutely, which I thought was hilarious.
And neither does Sebastian. He feels
And neither does Gaga.
He told her to go home.
Yeah, and Gagatell, I thought he was going to be more like angry, jealous. He was very accepting of it.
Yeah.
And I think that further infuriated me.
He was like, take care of her, and then he was like, no. And Sebastian's like, please take her home.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? It does show that Neil, he sent her on a pretty not dangerous, important mission.
Yeah.
So
He
Neil
trusted
does.
her for that.
So he is utilizing her,
Right.
which I'm sure she appreciates, and it just shows that Neil, nothing goes to waste.
I don't think he knows proper emotions.
Yeah, I agree.
And how to give gratitude in that way.
I agree with that.
And so he does it through trusting her to do something
Right.
important.
And Roa hides his actual emotions.
Yeah,
with
because
his
Roman
charisma.
called him out again
Yeah.
this episode.
So honestly, their dynamic is just.
It's great.
I love that Roman thing
Oh,
too,
that's
where
really good.
where she was just like, oh well, you gifted that Maximum to Yuga to thank him for being invited to the team, and he basically didn't answer, and she was like, yeah, that's what I thought, and then he started blushing.
Yeah.
She's called his bluff a lot in the past 2 episodes. A lot. When actually, I can't remember if it was 44 or 45. I think it was 44. The first time we legitimately see him like upset.
Oh yeah, 44.
Sad.
Yeah.
And that actually like legitimately made me upset.
It was a great scene.
Yeah.
Like,
that was a great
yeah,
scene.
like for a second his facade was like broken, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
That was a
like,
But then
scene.
he triggered back into like his cover up of just being like, it's no big deal.
Yeah,
and it's
but
like, but
saw
Roman
that.
sees through that,
she's-
like it clearly affects.
Yeah,
him.
he's not a bad person at all, Roa.
But
It's
he's
just
another one that has emotional issues.
Yeah, he just has no idea how to show.
By
his
far the
emotions
best talker
and
on that
treat
team
people.
is Yuga. He
Oh,
knows
yeah.
how
man.
to talk to people.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Oh
how to
my
talk
God,
to people. Yeah, emotional intelligence, which Neil and Roa just
for very different reasons, but
Yeah,
to the same end that they just can't talk to people.
I love it.
I understand that.
Well, we still have a lot to go over. We got Nick Yagi on the horizon. Yagi
yeah.
versus my
Yagi.
girl Kokako. We'll see how that goes.
Girl.
And we're gonna go over the 46 cast, the 47 summary as well. And we got to make our picks on Yagi Kokako right now. Pete is, I believe, 3 points ahead of me. I'm in second, and Nick T and Cal are fighting it out in last. So we are going to make our predictions in the pick'em. You can look at the standings down below as well. But before we do that, also some rumors swirling that Nick Yagi might be using, and this is a very, very loose rumor, but I'll say why, a fusion.
Why?
Okay, so I guess I'll say it now. So, Battleox,
Introduces fusion cards.
two cards got revealed in Nick Yagi's deck, a Battleox retrain and a Mystic Horseman retrain. 2 cards that said Okaiba used, 2 very old cards. Both of those cards have a fusion monster called Rabid Horseman. So it's kind of weird that they chose those 2 cards, and they're advertising them in Nick Yagi's deck before Nick Yagi's even dueled. And both of those cards have a fusion monster called Rabid Horseman. Now, we might see a Rabid Horseman retrain in the form of a tribute summon. Okay. That's what we could get instead of a fusion. I will say this.
Will you be pissed?
Yes. If Nick Yagi, and if that's the fusion we get, if Nick Yagi, out of nowhere, by the way, introduces fusions into Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels,
You're going to walk off the set.
He wins.
I think that's the end of my channel. Now, I've done a lot of thinking. I don't think that's an overreaction. I've thought about it a lot today. I think that's the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything if that happens. And
The end of your run of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
We
got this.
Okay.
Don't
This is
worry
the beginning
about
of the Yagi Revolution.
We might bring you as a guest every now and then.
Once a week for these kinds of podcasts.
they change locations, so they're at one of your house now.
Yeah.
Like I've completely lost rights. So I will say, at that point, if something as ridiculous as that happens, then someone from Bridge
have to be trolling.
At that point, they have to be trolling.
There's no way.
It would be less. I think it would be less disrespectful if I walked out of my house to take lunch one day, and someone from Bridge flew to the great state of New Jersey and slashed my tires in front of me, and then ran into a van and drove off. That would be
hilarious.
That would be less disrespectful than if Nick Yagi uses Fusion Summon in this coming episode. I pray to God that it does not happen, but I've been saying for a long time, I think Fusion will be in Sevens.
Yeah.
I think Fusion will.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Maybe he's like fusing together the
can't wait for
flavors
this
on the
pre-show.
barbecue, just like he's fusing together his mom.
He's
Oh
like-
my god, dude! You wrote these
just
episodes.
like a marinated chicken with all the
my
different
God.
Boys, we got
spices.
him.
Nick Yagi, dude. How did
So-
we get here?
I don't know. I've thought about it a lot over this last
It's a
month.
Yagi Lucian.
Yeah, I've thought about a lot of things over
like
this
that,
last month.
right?
That's good. That's what we're going to rename the channel. The channel banner is going to be that.
Yagi Lucian.
Yeah, I love that.
We're going to talk a lot about that duel. But before we do that, we have some donations.
There's some of the link over there.
Okay, so we are going to prioritize link donations. Thank you guys so much for donating.
Let's
You guys
go.
rock. Breathe life into this channel. I really do
Just
mean
like
that.
golfing. Let's hit the links.
Big thank you to Mega Karibo for the $6.66 donation. Thank you for the Satan donation. Appreciate you not reading the link at the end anymore. Yeah, I think that was a change we had to make just to kind of, honor those donations a little better. Great episode. I really think this arc will be the best arc in Seven so far. Yuga's new maximum is incredible, and I love how it represents his rivals. Also excited to see Goha 66 in action. I agree. I think that this arc, when it's all said and done, will be the best arc of the show. I think it's gotten off to the best start any arc has. I mean, I was thinking about episodes, 6 episodes into every arc so far. And I'm like, there's been a couple episodes that didn't really do it for me.
Sure.
Which is fair. The first arc was a lot of world building.
Yeah,
So while
and
it wasn't,
they did a great job.
they did a very good job world building, but there were some episodes that were a little forgettable, like the Mad Max debut episode.
Right.
The journalist episode, that episode was huge into introducing so many different things.
Yeah.
As a lot of them were, and I think
Fish
those
Guy
episodes.
episode.
Fish Guy episode at the beginning of the second arc.
Oh, that
yeah.
was the I forgot
Yeah,
that
but
was
no,
the first
but that's what I mean. This arc, I don't feel like has had any episodes that were like down or not. Or we're just like, okay, I've liked all these
Oh, yeah,
episodes.
absolutely.
All these episodes. So I agree with you, Mega. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Solid Snack, thank you for the $1 donation. Thought this episode would suck, but it was actually amazing. 2 maximums, Yuga's a new max, easily my fave, and it made me love Hunt even more. The idea of some random territory 9-year-old being some insanely greedy evil minion is amazing. He looks good in gold. It's good writing.
Tertiary.
I've actually never...
Like primary, secondary, tertiary.
I'm not going to lie, I've never heard that word.
Yeah, it's not very common.
Yeah, tertiary. I love the vocab there.
Say it again.
Tertiary.
Got it.
Don't forget.
You guys rock. Sora, you rock, my man. Thank you so much for the donation. And yeah, I agree. We talked a lot about Hunt. I don't like him as a person, but I think he's a fascinating character.
He is.
Yeah, Limestone, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Well, this is going to be tough to read. Hashtag justice for Nick Yagi. Hashtag Nick is a bro. Hashtag make Dylan eat barbecue. We are going to be watching the Yagi duel live. Pete is off from work. So Pete is going to bring barbecue.
That's
I'm
gonna be sick.
gonna bring a Carvel cake or a ShopRite cake for Sweets Kokako, and we will be live reacting and
That's
watching.
nuts.
I'm going to represent
I like
all
that.
of you Yogs.
And the Sweets
I saw that last
fans, the Sweets fans, I got you guys. The Sweets fans, I got you.
It doesn't have the same word.
Cricket.
I would say
cricket,
Sweet Tooth.
Cricket.
The Sweet Toots. That's good. That's why I should have went to school for marketing. Limestone, thank you for the $5 donation.
No, he didn't get his degree in it.
No, I did.
Yes, he did.
Sadly, I did. I think that's it for links, right? Did I miss one, Pete?
Yeah, not
Just the 3?
that I've seen so
Okay,
far.
perfect. Thank you guys so much.
2 things.
Yes.
Shiosei says her manager will bring barbecue next time she comes around.
No,
that
your
sounds awesome.
Can your manager... Actually, the last time Shiose's manager came, she brought a
snacks,
lot of
too.
great
Yeah.
sweets, a lot of amazing snacks. Barbecue.
I love that.
I guess that's the theme.
That's
you don't
what
tell
we
your
should do.
manager to bring candy.
When he loses the channel, we drive every week to Maryland.
And but I would
And
love
that's
that.
where we film the
That'd be
show.
great.
I'll be honest with you. If
You're out.
Shiose's manager lived down the block, she'd be here every week.
Absolutely.
You're out.
Every week.
Permanent member.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd probably get
Before we move on, the other thing I wanted to ask you is, what?
I said I'd probably get the boot.
No, well,
No, we used to do it with
we'll
5.
bring you on.
Yeah, we'll bring you.
Aye. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
So I noticed when you turned the monitor on, there was a what picture were you gonna use for me?
Oh, there was.
Oh,
There
there
was
is.
there for
Yeah,
you.
here I use
Oh, there
it.
was. What
Yeah.
was it?
Oh yeah.
Here, we'll put
I'll
it back
show you.
up.
I was like, wait, there's a square.
What is the fifth number?
Square perimeter. around
We
it?
even and we flipped it so that it looked like
Yeah.
you're positioning in the chair.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you were there with us.
Yeah,
We do it with Pete in his YOLO shirt with the selfie.
It's such an old
So,
picture.
I love because that could work because it's but I'm literally sitting on the table.
That's why it's even better.
No, but that one, he has his phone out. Like,
It's like taking us up.
Well, remember when we took the picture of all of us?
Yeah, I
holding the
remember.
phone?
Yeah, I remember. I remember. I didn't even see it, and I got tagged on Twitter. For
Oh,
it.
that's
I
how we
figured it
found out. That's
Yeah,
right.
It was right.
Yikes. We can explain.
I can explain.
Internet?
Want to jump to
I
some
covered the internet.
super chat donuts?
Yes, absolutely.
Sean Gilbride kicks us off. $11.11.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
This episode really blindsided me with how amazing it was. Same goes for the entire arc so far. Also, all hail Nick Yagi, the one and only true God.
Wow.
I think a lot of the expectations people had for this episode were pretty low, including myself. Blew away expectations.
Yeah.
What about the second part of that donut? Do you want to address that?
We'll address that going forward. We gotta make our picks. Yagi
Yeah.
versus Kokako.
Yeah.
Coming
I
soon.
remember that. Coming soon.
X-Slayer donated $10.
Thank you, X-Slayer.
Said,
Thank
really
you so much.
great
And
episode
thank you, Sean.
overall. Wasn't expecting an all-out maximum duel happening at all. Plus, seeing Hunt and Yuga use new maximums was cool to see. Are you willing to see Nick Yagi fusion summon?
No. That's the big rumor right now.
He's gonna
I want it to happen so
He's gonna
bad.
have to stir the pot a little bit.
He's gonna put some steaks on the grill. Cook it up.
Sizzle. It's
I hate this.
the
I really
crackling
do.
on the grill.
You cannot watch, unfortunately, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s on Crunchyroll. It's unfortunately
No.
not simulcast on there.
That's why we're very lucky to have Shiose's manager and her team, because they are the ones that sub the show on a weekly basis. It'd be not. I mean, for accessibility, it'd be very nice. Obviously, you can download from the Entame Tumblr the episodes, but there's a lot of people that just don't watch the show because they don't want to go to GoGo or Kiss.
Yeah, but you don't
Kiss
have.
isn't, Kiss isn't even around.
Entame makes it very, very accessible and easy. You just go to the Tumblr. You can download the episodes, and you can access this series of release notes that they put together to sort of as companions to the episodes, which makes it, for me at least, a more enjoyable experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
They do a great job, and we're very lucky to have them. Absolutely. X-Slayer, we're going to talk a lot more about Yagi. Thank you for the $10 donation.
That's what I like to hear. Kaio donated 5 real and said this episode was so amazing. The duel and the interaction was on top. We also have the best Honey Wah 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 of the season.
Happy Honey Wah Wah Wah.
And what the hell Hunt helps 6-6 get?
Yeah,
what is he helping them get?
I think he's helping them get some sort of doomsday device.
Power, fortune,
Yeah, I don't like
fame.
it. You went right
That's
to
it.
atomic bomb.
Yeah. I was like,
They're looking for
whoa.
an atom
Well,
bomb?
listen, in the preview, did you see the preview for 46?
They're all zombies.
They're all zombies.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
that's
like
not
that.
an
Let's go on
atomic. That's not an atomic bomb.
No,
That's
but
more
it's
of a
some-
biological weapon.
It's some
Biological warfare.
It's some sort of artifact, and it's Hunt's fault. And Go on 66 unleashed it on the tournament.
His
tournament.
robots
You
are
think they
going
found,
to
like, an
spray
ancient-
out a mist that's poison.
Don't you think it's also could
like
be a
that.
red herring again, where we thought they were in prison in
They all got
44? This could be another red herring.
Nick Yagi undercooked all the chicken. They get food poisoning.
Could be that. Could be that.
That's it, dude. That's absolutely it.
No,
We're
it's
thinking they're
not it.
zombies.
Or-
He gave them all food poisoning, and they're all like zombied out.
Well,
They
he's
have
not a
stomach
good cook.
And that's
so
the
it wouldn't-
point.
yeah, it wouldn't
How do you
doubt
know that? Have you had his barbecue?
I've heard pretty bad
Heard
things.
from who?
I heard from, well, an anonymous source that I believe was
I don't
Sushi
believe
Go.
that. I don't believe that.
Ah, well.
Wait, in episode 28, they
Yes.
were all thrilled with his cooking.
No, Roman was terrified. That was a way too big of a
Well,
piece.
Roman-
The,
Roman's
the,
vegetarian.
the duel monsters were so into his cooking that they were looking off stage while they were in the middle of the duel to actually try to get some barbecue.
No, that was
That's
the
how
ramen.
Good, that's how good
That
he
was
cooked.
the ramen.
He's all involved.
No, he's not.
cooking
He's
everything.
not. He has
cooking
nothing to do with the ramen.
You don't know
That's
that.
Menzaburo and that's Sushi Go.
don't
He has
know that.
nothing to do with the ramen.
He's helping out. He cooks all that stuff.
Yeah, he's there for muscle, and that's why
He probably is.
that's why they're not in
Wait.
the top 3 of the tournament.
He's gonna be a savior next episode. Just
Right.
wait. Just you wait.
Oh. Shiose coming in. As for the zombies, the text on the side says whoever loses in the tournament becomes a zombie.
Oh, that's a huge context thing. I did not.
He actually had no.
So, very very
The
reminiscent
preview
of
text on the side.
very
said.
reminiscent of an older show, which I'm not going to say for spoilers, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That's interesting. So that's actually terrifying. You get a lot of duelists together. You start sapping their life force. Goha 66. I don't think it's Goha behind it. I think it's Goha.
It's gotta be
66 behind
66.
it.
Yeah.
It does have. I think it is more likely double six, but the look in their eyes is very reminiscent of the dead look in Mimi's eyes when she was controlled by President Drone.
Yeah, I don't know. They look more dead than me.
They do look more dead.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any bringing them back.
Bring who back?
The zombies. If you lose,
They're
it's
done.
over. They're zombies forever. No, they're gonna have to go and
Permadeath.
stop Goha 66.
Yagi's gone.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
permadeath.
No, he'll be
Well,
right.
because he's gonna win.
But now it makes sense as to why
problem.
Rook and his team are going to the mountains because everyone's turned into a zombie.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So would that mean but it's not Yuga. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's Rook and friends are going to the mountain, right?
Yeah, correct.
So what if that means that Yuga somehow gets zombified? I have to save him.
Maybe.
Probably not. But maybe.
Jesus
Yeah, bless
Christ,
you, dude.
Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you, Yagi.
Next.
Bless the
Next
guy.
one. X-Slayer donated another $5 and said, could Sevens have had started the Sevens sin theme in the show like Hunt had now represents greed?
I mean, you probably could find. I feel like with the sevens,
There's all hidden
seven
little things
sins.
like
Yeah, you could probably
I-
do it even for the Yu-Gi-Oh Pro tags. I don't look too much into those kind of theories because I think you can generalize pretty well or take like one moment here or there to
Exactly.
make that work.
Right.
It's
very easy to fit that in. And personally, I think the Seven Sins thing is a little overdone.
Mm-hmm.
It's been done in like every form of media. It's been done in several anime and several like
There's an anime called Seven Sins, isn't
yeah.
there?
There are many other sins.
There's many, and it's done in
Seven
FMA.
Deadly
I
Sins.
think it's addressed in some other popular anime, and there's literally
Isn't there
an
one
American
called,
movie
like Seven Deadly Sins?
So that's
the one I was
Well,
talking
yeah,
about.
7 is
7 exactly.
Yeah, what's in the box? You know.
Seven.
I always love the idea, but like
Hunt definitely. I mean, is greed. I
yeah,
mean,
he would be
it's-
greed
yeah.
if that were the case. But,
Absolutely.
I mean, greed can manifest in normal people every day.
Yeah, it's true.
It's human.
You become
I
more. of who
fall
you
onto
always-
a couple gold bars. I tell you, I'm gonna come here like a pimp.
Yeah,
Tell you that much.
well, you become more of who you always were. So that
Exactly.
wouldn't surprise me.
Pimp and Pete.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
pimpin'.
Check out my album on SoundCloud. Kyle donated $2 and said, "It's just me, or am I seeing Providence Eyes ship? I don't see it. I don't see it.
No, that's just you, Kyle. Thank you for the donation.
Something serious would have to unlock within Neil to feel like
Emotion in
romantic,
general.
emotional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's eyes.
and then he just looks at her and goes, "This is
Neil's
my
dating
Providence."
Neil's dating a supercomputer. He doesn't have time for women.
Ice Aiden donated $5 and said, "Will the finals be before or after they face the arc antagonist?"
I hope.
I mean,
After
that is
would
an issue that
probably-
we kind of are seemingly running
I
into.
hope
here.
Go on Double Six isn't defeated in like 48 or 49. You know, I hope that like maybe the underlings are, but he gets to like escape and is a
Yeah.
threat going forward.
It would be
Time is going to be interesting here because you have 47 to 52 to wrap up this arc. That's not a lot of time. That's 6 episodes because we know Yagi's dueling in the next one. You got 6 episodes to wrap things up. So Sevens has done it before with 13 episodes. I'm sure they'll be able to do it again, but it's hard for me to picture in my head how
that
it
would
all
be
wraps up.
unfortunate if they wrapped up Double Six already.
Yeah, because I feel like he wasn't introduced that long ago.
No, and we've barely gotten anything. This is the
Yeah.
most we've gotten right here in this last
Right.
episode.
It's not like an Asana or Neil. You know, I don't know.
And they're still around.
they're still around. Someone like Go Double Six, I feel like when he's defeated, he's done.
Yeah.
Gonzo.
Yeah.
You know, so
Because that means like this uprising of another organization would be crushed.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that's where like something like that is where I would start taking issue with the like sort of 13 episode arc thing, where it's like, all right, now it's ruining good characters.
Yeah.
Or potentially like, but I don't know if it's going to be the case here because like we have the threat of Double Six like being seemingly very real. We have Otis's antics amping up, and we have the threat of President Goha, the Goha drone, becoming even more real now that we know he can like take control.
Yeah.
So I think now with 3 very real threats, to eliminate Double Six quickly would not make sense.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. So I mean, we'll see what happens.
Nicholas Horton donated £5 and said it was an okay episode, but the downside is that we don't get to see the full tournament. I mean,
Yeah.
as Nick T just said, with the 13 episodes, there's another kind of byproduct of that where you can't take whole episodes to even intercut between 1 or 2 or 3 duels.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be wrapped up in a very quick montage kind of style. So.
I really think the only duel we might actually see from this tournament is Yuga versus Hunt. And then we'll see the finals. I think the only duel we're going to see from the qualifiers is Yuga versus Hunt. Yeah. And that sucks because I really think that Ramen team versus Team Rook could have been an interesting. Roman Sushiko could have been interesting.
Yeah,
Yagi Gakuto. It could have been some interesting matchups.
I do say I want to say I think if we did get that like matchup like that Sushiko Roman thing where obviously Roman would get a win because of the sort of not revenge. I don't want to say revenge. It wasn't that serious, but you know what I'm like her win back. I think that would change how I feel about the potential.
Against Roa?
Bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 wins in 1 arc would be a lot.
Exactly.
It'd be huge.
Yeah. So.
But it doesn't appear that we're going to get that anyway.
No, it doesn't. We will do maybe one more, and then we'll go to...
One more.
Yes.
Drago77 Blue donated $50.
Holy shit, Drago!
Drago.
Thank you
Dude,
so
he's been
much,
dropping
dude.
here and there,
He
but
has
been throwing that
Drago,
full
Jesus, that's one of the bigger ones we've gotten on Sevens Up in a while, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
dude.
you.
Thank you.
He said, great episode, but I'm a little sad because this is what I want to see in Reigns if there was a Soul Tech takedown arc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Usaku's group, which would be Kusanagi and Takuro, and Aoi's group with Emma and Akira interact the same way as what Sevens will do with this cast.
Yeah.
I very much agree.
We've talked about
agree.
that forever. on Into
We've
the
talked
Reigns.
about that, a lot on Into the Vrains. Drago, first of all, man, thank you so much for the massive $50 donation. I greatly appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to spend a little bit on this because it's a fascinating topic. I actually said that I said this in my Discord earlier, I would love to see these Studio Bridge writers kind of like do a proper Vrains final season. Do like a 50-episode Vrains final season. Pick up right after Bowman is defeated. So you can touch on Soul Tech, you can touch on the Spy, you can make Queen maybe a little more threatening, touch on the chess pieces, give us maybe a tournament at the end, have more real-life interaction like the Usaku Aoi bench scene that a lot of people really liked. Reigns really lacked a lot of the moments and the interaction and friendliness that we see with Sevens.
Yeah.
That was something that Reigns lacked. And it's tougher because Usaku is a much different protagonist than Yuga. Completely different. And so he's not as friendly and easy to talk to. But even have Miyu properly shown to us, and or maybe bring all the Ignis back in human forms like they did with I.
Would have been amazing.
That's something we did talk about.
I mean, if you give us like a nice solid 48 episode final season, lasts a proper
bring
year,
them all Solstice. All be Solstice.
I mean, it could be phenomenal. Instead, we got, I believe, a very, very rushed final season.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy to me. And I think Reigns is very lucky, and I said this. It's very lucky that the last 3 duels were really good.
They were really good.
Soulburner Robapi was good.
Yeah.
Soulburner Revolver was phenomenal.
Yep.
And Playmaker versus I was really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's what I always remember when I think of the end of Reigns.
Because those were great.
It absolutely saved that season.
Like those would have to stay.
They bring back their entire cast in 103, and most of that cast is killed off by episode 111.
Yep.
Again, Spectre gets killed off, doesn't even say a word. I mean, what happened in that final
And he
season...
says, I think, one line in the last episode.
In the last
right?
episode,
Yep.
yeah. Do you think he'll ever return? I think that's what he says to Revolver.
That's it?
I mean, what happened in the Vrains final season was... I think a lot of people overlooked that. That was... They're lucky they had 3 great duels to conclude that show.
I know I rib on Reigns a lot, and I actually really did enjoy it, but I rib on it a lot. I think, it has much less to do with all the issues that I had at the beginning. Those would be
Thank
way
you
overlooked
for
me
the
had the ending
dono.
not been so rushed. I think if they had redid it, I would look at Reigns in a much more positive light.
Yeah.
Even in light of what had happened at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, the studio, I will say this, though, to be fair. That studio was in so much trouble.
I mean, we know that from multiple sources.
We know that from multiple sources. I mean, the director of that show, this is just unheard of, was apologizing every 2 months because of the recap episodes. Apologizing on Twitter. I did 3 separate videos. He apologized 3 times for 3 recap episodes. Actually, it was 4 in 25 episodes. Yep. We're through 46 episodes of Sevens, not 1 recap episode. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. I mean, Vrains, for what it was and what was going on behind the scenes, they did pull it together.
Yeah.
But,
all things considered.
Yeah, all things considered. But man,
and I think the thing that killed us the most with Vrains was we love to like overthink and theorize and like pick little things apart. They had so many good questions,
and we were robbed,
that could have been answered later on, especially if they didn't have to rush the ending the way they did. There were so many different things. Who was that spy? Who was the spy that was in the chess pieces? There was just so many like little things. I felt like we all were like so ready to be like, I can't wait to see how this piece turns out. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I can't wait to see what Queen's arc is going to be like when she's really the top dog and basically they dismembered Earth and then she disappeared forever.
Yeah.
Like it was just like there were so many bits and pieces that, like you said, maybe 50 more episodes was really all it would have needed.
I think so.
To answer so many big questions and also give us a more. It's not even that the ending was bad, because I think the way the duels that ended it were very good.
Yeah, the ending
was
fine.
Just to fill in the holes, and it could still end the same way where, Usaku vanishes at the end.
Yeah, those could be your last two duels, no issue.
And
No issue at all.
Yeah.
There's
Those could
just
be your
Fill
last
that
two
gap
duels.
in the middle.
Yeah, Soul Burner,
it's-
Revolver, Playmaker Eye, those could be your last two duels. That would be completely fine. You don't need to change that part.
Yep.
But it's just, if your name was not Soul Burner, Revolver, or Playmaker, you just didn't get the best end of the stick.
Yeah.
You know?
No. 2 points I'd like to make.
Absolutely.
One is MVP points out here. Remember Pandor? That's a great point.
Oh my God,
Pandor
I forgot.
was a complete character that was kind of given the
God,
shaft.
I forgot.
And
I forgot she existed.
There was a specific
Do you not
line.
actually remember?
I legitimately
It was
don't
the
remember
AI
this.
that combated Ignis's. Remember that
Yep.
Revolver made?
Pandora's box. You actually forgot Pandora.
Yeah.
On top of the blimp. And
Yes, on top of the
Yeah,
blimp.
the only duel, right? And
Oh
so,
my God.
besides, like,
that's where the
the
top
duel
of
of her.
Yeah.
Magic
Yeah.
Navy.
Donna Legina Navy, yeah.
Donna Legina Navy.
For me, yes, that part where Revolver is speaking, I think, is it to Akira? It's to somebody, and it was just like, he
Yeah.
went against everything, right? Making
Yeah.
his own AI.
Yeah.
And said, oh, will this be on our side? And he said, for now.
Right.
So
I mean,
that in
that's
50 episodes could have really, could
Yeah,
have went down
Pandora
about
could
there.
go to Eye's team, yeah.
Right. And
Or
then
just bug out.
the second
entirely.
thing,
Right.
yeah, I agree. And then the second thing for me would be that ending kind of its lightnings, once again, reveal of what Ai's future will always be. You could have subtly hinted at that through a 50-episode arc. If there's a tournament, if they're dealing with Soul Tech, like there could have been pieces there of Ai will always end up in this conclusion. And that's why he does what he does.
Yeah.
And then Usaku has to step up and take him out.
Yeah. I mean,
Those are missed opportunities.
I mean, imagine all the human Ignis with Miyu and all the characters in a full-blown tournament.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It'd be great. But
Yeah, you have Aqua and Aoi interact again.
yeah,
She's
Miyu.
yeah, and she's different.
Yeah.
And then,
Miyu.
Miyu would be seeing her, she didn't see her when she dueled with Aoi.
Right.
So she's seeing this maybe turn side of her, right?
Yeah.
You know, that could go to Earth, right? Go can blame himself for what Earth has become because of what he
Go
did to
versus
him.
Spectre could have been
I
fascinating.
mean, there's so many
Oh,
things you could have done
wow.
there.
Yeah. Reigns is very lucky that it had 3 really good duels to conclude it, and a
Yeah.
good good death
and you know what?
scene. 2 good death scenes.
Soul Burner Robabi had no business being good.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
No.
That,
And it was
that's
so-
another thing, because that duel was shockingly good.
Yeah, I was shocked.
And Robapi's death was shockingly very upsetting.
yeah, what-
Yeah. So
Crazy.
that really was a good way to wrap it all together.
Yeah.
But man, oh man. But yeah, I mean, great little off topic there. Gotta thank you again, my man, for the massive donation. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You guys are amazing.
Into the Vrains days.
So going back to the end of the Reigns days, yes. So now back over to Sevens. The 46 summary and cast
Let's
list.
hear it.
We're gonna read it,
Right here.
and then you guys are gonna make
Yeah,
your
well,
picks. We're all gonna make our
yeah,
picks.
yeah.
If you want to pick, make sure you email it.
Read this.
It's a Yagi
46. Back to the past. Not back to the future, back to the past.
Right. See that reference.
It is a reference. Luke and company were surrounded by the duelists who were defeated in the tournament, but they were able to escape thanks to their friend's help. However, they were ambushed by Kokako, an underling of Goha 66. As Menzaburo is too shaken up by Kokako, Nick fights against her using his barbecue techniques. The cast list. Massive.
Oh,
Yuga, Rook, Gakuto, Roman, Roa, Nail, Asana, Tiger, Galliant, Schwer, Caterpillar, Doverap, Goha 66, Sweets Kokako / Flush Umiko. So same voice actor, but it's the same voice actor for all those aliens, so it's not the same character.
Gotcha.
2 different characters.
so that means the others aren't appearing. It's just the 2.
Correct. Flush Umiko, which is going to be probably a sea thing, an ocean thing. Because we had like an ancient civilization, alien, underground, now we're probably getting ocean. Nick Yagi, Menzaburo, Sushiko, Bakuro, Masaro, Nico, the newspaper club, Itachi Yoshio, Masahiko Toshiko, Bochi, which is the apocalyptic club, Mad Max, and Boy. And that is our massive cast list for 46.
Oh my
Tiger's
God.
in it. The entire Machine Cavalry Club is in it. Goha 66 is in it. No Otis. No Mr. Goha or Mimi. Your thoughts?
That's insane.
Big cast.
First of all,
it feels like the end of an arc.
What's going on given the preview at the end and then that right there, are the duelists that are losing? Are they turning into zombies? Is that what is happening?
Yeah.
Because they're surrounded by all of these duelists that lost. So couple that with the ending, and it makes me a little bit nervous, right?
Yeah.
And then you throw in that they get ambushed by an underling of 66. Clearly, they have to be responsible for this.
Right.
I mean, that's wild, that kind of castle list. Is half that castle list going to turn zombies by the end of the duel?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good point. It's actually a little nervy.
Yeah, I am trying to think about potential outcomes where all those or many of those characters would appear.
Kokako, Jinzo just pulls it out.
Oh my God, we haven't seen that legend card yet. That's coming. That's coming.
I think that could be the leader of Goha 66.
Kokako or Foreshadowing?
No, using
Jinzo.
Oh my God,
terrifying,
that would be sick.
Right?
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad ace monster for Goha 66. Jinzo destroys traps. Yeah, that's a great ace monster for him. Now, what do you make of Flush Umiko? We're getting another alien creature.
Yeah, I don't.
Alien.
They
didn't show her design, but they did show a silhouette of her design. Looks like Sorako.
Same, yeah. In general, from a silhouette perspective, they all look exactly the same.
Yeah. Did Sorako have a first name? Because we had Finger Chikako, Sweets Kokako, and Flush Umiko. Did Sorako have a first name? Was it Noodle Sorako?
It was Noodle Sorako.
I think it was.
I think he's right.
Okay, I think you're right. Yeah. Noodle Sorako.
Yeah, because it was the ramen. And
yeah.
That's why Mezaburo was so shaken up. He's like crying on the floor.
Well, he's seeing who he thought was going to be probably his future wife, but not her.
One meeting.
What if he?
That was the most romantic Sevens has gotten. Well, maybe Roa and Geta was more romantic.
Also, Sana and
Yuga. Yeah, right. Driving in the fields. Yeah. Or that's
right. We got that vignette. It's very flowery and light for some reason.
She wasn't rubbing his back. She was.
It was fun. That's fun.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can
do that. So I was gonna say this, but Crimson Dragon said it as well. Maybe she's toilet themed. Flush.
Oh God.
I legitimately hope not.
I hope not either. I think she's gonna be water themed.
What about flush, as in a flush field of flowers?
Like beautiful.
Yeah.
These have been so head on though. Sweets, noodles, and Finger.
Yes, Finger.
Never mind.
These have been spot on.
Sweets. In what way was that spot on?
She's
from an ancient civilization.
Well, made out of chocolate.
No,
chocolate
made of terracotta.
So you've been playing some Minecraft recently.
In the real world.
Wait, does terracotta exist in the real world? I thought it was a Minecraft exclusive.
Minecraft, so, as if we're in a game.
So we're going to make our predictions. Nick Yagi, Sweets Kokako, again, an update on the pick'em. I know I haven't updated in a while. We're all perfect right now.
For this arc.
Yeah, for this arc. Pete is in first. I'm 3 points behind him. Cal and Nick T fighting it out in last. 1 point behind me, 4 behind Pete. Let me know. Type out your answer and let me know when you send it.
I mean, even if we feel a different way. I mean, we know where we're going here.
Yeah. I don't know if we do. All right.
I feel like I'm the only one that we don't.
It's true.
No.
Because you're a traitor.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Nick T, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, send it. All right. So we've made our picks. This is the first time this season that we have all not picked together.
Yep.
Nicholas. Who wants to begin first?
May I?
You can begin, absolutely.
I recall a time, maybe 10, 12 weeks ago.
Here we go.
Dylan asked, who actually, it was probably even longer than 12 weeks ago. Maybe we're looking at 16 weeks ago. Who's your favorite character of Seven so far?
And you said the truth.
And not only said the truth. At the time, it was a joke. Haha, this character we've seen twice. Yeah. Nick Yagi. Actually, I didn't even know his name at the time. I had to look it up.
That's
Nick
true.
Yagi.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's your favorite.
And from that day forward, a movement has started.
A movement, you say.
Now, we had him show up, and just in the nick of time.
I like that, right?
We have him dueling.
This is hard for me to
dueling in the face of doubt.
Utter
from
destruction.
naysayers, and yes, an utter destruction.
He's
Now maybe from a objective logical standpoint, maybe I should have considered picking Sweet Kokako. But what kind of catalyst would I be? What kind of leader for a movement would I be if I didn't stick by my man Nick Yagi? That's all there is to it. No, but I mean, speech aside, I think the presence of another, whatever they are, alien robot, for me, points to the fact that one more will be defeated, and then we have this new one to sort of.
Yeah, the last one.
Exactly. Personally, like that's the only thing I really have to go based on.
So Nick T picks Yagi.
Yep.
You want to go?
I'm picking the youngster. I mean,
the youngster.
I mean, this guy, he's been the face of what you could say is the most popular trend right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7. I want you to swallow that a little bit. Think about that. Your channel, it made this. It affected all these great people out here. Affected all these great people out here.
I had nothing to do with this.
And we change it. It's the Yagi-lution. We
Yagi-lution.
change what is going to happen for the show going forward. And what better way for a character like this to not have a hero moment? He's going to save the Sevens universe from zombies. I mean, what better way to do it? Save his buddy Mezaburo, who's clearly distraught, and he's going to save everyone. It's going to be Nick Yagi. I love it. Picking him.
Would you like to go or should I?
No, you can go.
Okay, so
That was well said.
Thank you.
the world is being taken over by undead beings in this stadium, this tournament. Above all men rises one. Nicholas Yagi
I like that.
steps into the ring while his friend is down. His friend Metsuburo is on the ground. He is shaken up. He is distraught. He is unable to do a thing. But guess what? This is what friends are for. Nick Yagi steps up to the plate and says, I'm going to whip out the grill. I'm going to cook something up, fuse a couple of things together, and take down one of the remaining robot, alien, whatever you call it, and save basically, all of the main characters from what could be potential destruction.
Some would say, when his friends are distraught, he's just doing what he's taught. That's all he's doing here.
Great rhyme, by the way.
He's just here to grill.
And the
He's
only
here to grow.
solution is a Yagi-lution.
I like that.
Wow.
He's here.
That's a campaign slogan.
He's here to thrill. That's what he's saying. Thank you.
And I just want to say before you give your
Thrilling and grilling, baby.
I've seen somewhere on the internet. I don't know if it's your video. I don't know if it's somebody else's. I saw a thumbnail. Top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh characters ever, and his picture was included. I don't know where that surfaced from. I don't know. It looked in your
Now,
style. I don't know if it's
there
one
could
of
be
your
some
videos.
legitimacy to
There could
this
be
if
some.
he wins
Yeah,
the
so-
Zool. Huge implication.
Yeah, very huge implications. What? Before you start, was that yours? Is that your video?
No.
That was in your thumbnail.
Wasn't my
I
thumbnail.
could have sworn it was yours.
No, that's
It
weird.
was the same style.
A lot of discussion about that thumbnail's been going around.
May I say who I'm picking?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
We know.
You guys out there, you lovely people, thank you for being here, by the way. You do not watch my channel for fantastical reasons. You watch my channel because I am real. I am very embedded in reality with all of you. And sometimes I have to be the one that gets in front of a microphone on Monday mornings, and I have to be honest about the state of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Nick Yagi has become an icon, an idol, if you will, for so many of you, but he will fall to Sweets Kokako. I am picking Sweets Kokako in this duel, and again, I respect what the three of you have culminated here with the Yogster, but
I love it. He said it.
I believe in
son.
Sweets Kokako. I made Sweets Kokako's sound my alert sound.
True.
Before I even stop, before you have no right, you can't make that sound anymore. Before I had any knowledge that this duel was going to happen, this is a duel of fate. I have liked Sweets Kokako before I knew that she was even going to duel Nick Yagi. So this duel cannot be any more personal to me. And I respect the people who worship Nick Yagi. I enjoy the people who worship Nick Yagi. I think it's a fun time. But on Saturday, it will come to an end. And Sweets Kokako will beat Nick Yagi. He will turn into a zombie. And that will be the end of the Yagi Lucian. Sweets Kokako will pick up the win this Saturday, and I'll be live to watch it, and hopefully you guys will be joining me to watch our Sweets savior, Sweets Kokako, get the win.
You really think Sweets Kokako's a good duelist? I
don't. Great callback. Great job there. I just want you to be prepared. No. I want you right now, just to say a farewell to the people. Just say
Sweets for you.
Say it right now, because not only is the Yogster gonna win, he's gonna fusion something. I'm predicting it. And so when your channel comes to an end, just say your goodbyes right now.
No, you guys are acting like Nick Yagi's won.
Well,
you picked Sebastian to beat Kokako?
I did.
You did. What happened? The alien won.
Right.
You picked Sebastian to beat Kokako?
Right.
Did you two?
I actually don't remember.
You did.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, that's
so I already made the mistake once. Okay. So again, one.
So you're about to make it again.
No, one mistake. Shame. No, I picked the alien. One mistake. Shame on me. Tricked me twice. I definitely got that quote wrong.
Right.
I'm not gonna finish it.
Yeah.
So listen, I love what you guys have done with Nick Yagi. I'm not going to get a Nick Yagi emote, which I will have to do if he wins.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear a silly cowboy hat next week on Sevens Up if Nick Yagi wins. Because he's not winning. I'm not going to be eating a hot buffalo wing, which I'll have to do if Nick Yagi wins.
You will be.
I'm going to be enjoying a nice Carvel fluffy ice cream cake.
Sponsorship, by the way.
As I watch sponsorship. Actually, our sponsorship's with Cold Stone. I'll do that later. As I watch Sweets Kokako finish off the Yagi Lucian and turn him into a zombie. It's going to be wonderful. And
so when that happens, and Nick Yagi becomes a zombie,
zombified.
Where's the story go from there?
It goes when Rook goes to Maximum Mountain. They've lost the first battle.
What if half of those people are already zombies?
So you think the
fate could be down to Nick Yagi?
You think the first duel of Goha Double Six they're going to lose?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we just predicted.
Now, did the first duel?
That's what we just predicted.
Did the first duel of Neil's team lose? Neil won.
No.
Did the first duel of Asana's team lose? Galliant. He won.
But are those the main? Are those the main characters
team.
and leader of those teams?
No, he wasn't.
Are you now saying? Are you saying
Sweets
Sweets Kokako leads Double Six secretly?
She's an underling.
Oh, okay. So she's an underling to be thrown away.
But she's an important underling.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
She's already done her job. She organized this whole tournament.
Okay, misrepresented Neil's.
I'm gonna call you out. So he said, did Neil's team lose their first duel? And I turned to Dylan and I said, who was on Neil's team? He goes, Neil was his own team.
It's untrue.
Untrue. As soon as they entered
I
don't even think that would be the first one. Yeah. The first one after they enter the tunnel. So once they're in that new door that they came through, that would have been it. So who was the first one there?
Schrodinger, right? Or was it Get? Yeah, it wasn't.
It was Schrodinger. And how did Schrodinger?
Geta lost.
Well, he was never seen again. That's how.
Schrodinger's a little different.
Listen, an underling.
It's a fair
Sweets Kokako. See, you're thinking here. You're thinking that we're just picking Nick Yagi for the
meant to die.
We're thinking logically, and it's actually the underside of it is you're trying to appear like you're logical. You're actually picking with your heart because you don't want to settle with the people that you lost this.
I have never made a more logic-based pick than this.
You better not have me over on Saturday. Because I'm going to blast you off your own channel when Nick Yagi.
I'm going to be happy to have you. You know what? When Kokako wins, I'm going to shake your hand.
It's like we're on top.
I'm getting my guillotine ready.
I'm going to have to agree with MVP Tomahawk here and say, you're picking with your emotions the same way you picked Owie to beat Bowman. It's just not going to happen.
You wanted it to happen so badly, and I get that.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
seeing something a little.
No, it's honestly, you're right. It's like when I picked Yoshio to beat Rook. Oh wait, that was you. That
wait, it was like when you picked the main character to draw in the first one.
That's right.
Been there, bro. Been there.
Mr. Yugioh everything over there thinks the protagonist is gonna lose in the first.
I said draw.
Yeah. So even worse, the odds were less.
Actually, it might be good for the people out there for him to fusion summon, so you do lose the channel. So get some quality content going here.
So those are our picks for Yagi versus Kokako.
Yeah.
Make sure you make your picks in the down below. Email them over. We do have the 47 summary, which Nick T.
Yes.
I don't think you've heard the 47 summary.
I have
yet.
not. I would love.
So we're gonna read the 47 summary to you.
Wacky.
Luke and company head to Maximum Mountain to look for Goha Double Six. There they run into Geta and Ushido, who now have a new leader.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's got to be Double Six, man.
I don't know if it is.
Hook. I mean, it could be an underling of Double Six.
Right, it could be Flush Umiko.
Could be.
Or
I feel like we might get a more human, because it seems like they act on, even though they're under somebody, they act on their own a little bit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like a
Also-
leader would be someone like a kid or some kind of.
Also,
human.
it wouldn't be Flush because Flush is being introduced in this upcoming episode.
Well, yeah,
She
you're
could,
right.
oh yeah, she would have to
Well,
get.
they
all
wouldn't
the way
say,
up,
and we see a new leader, because then like we already know who she is.
could be surprised that she is the leader though.
It's usually going to be a
still
brand
hanging.
new character.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's fascinating. Fascinating.
Could be like a lieutenant of Mr. Double Six.
Could be.
Totally possible.
Yeah.
It could be Otis.
There's a very good chance if they're going to Maximum Mountain that they've learned. Well, they could learn the location from Yagi if they beat Kokako, that group, or they could learn the location from Asana or Dove Wrap. The pigeon could
Right,
fly
there's
and
some options.
alert them. So
I don't. The zombies
Tiger.
all go back to the
or
source,
Tiger or
which is the
Tiger.
mountain.
That 47.
That'd be cool, actually.
That 47 summary gives us no indication of how the duel's going to play out in
No.
46.
Zero.
Yeah. This
Well,
actually,
that's better.
Yeah, I agree.
realistically, like I'm not as much of like the Nick Yagi fan club as them. I just kind of like to join in like being against you.
Oh
think
no,
that's more
I'm
fun.
aware.
Logically, this is a very tough duel to pick.
I agree. I think if you take the Yagi mania out of it,
No.
I think it is a tricky
it's such
duel.
if we take the Yagi Mania out, this on the surface is just an irrelevant matchup.
Yeah.
To a degree,
But
yes.
then the way Sevens has done so well, like they just did in this past episode, with their story elements that they implement,
Someone's
that it
gonna
leads
have
to
a
something
big,
more.
Yeah.
That's why it's a big duel. And then it's on top of that you put the Yagi meme.
Yeah. And when I'm thinking about it, like without the Yagi meme and like or pretty much any other context other than the win ratios, those alien whatever robots are 50-50 right now.
Right.
So it kind of adds a layer of unpredictability. If they had both lost or both won, we could probably more accurately
The
predict
ramen team
how it's going to
also
go.
is 1-1.
2-1.
2-1.
Menzaburo beat Sorako, lost to Yuga, Sushiko beat.
Oh, yeah,
Menzaburo
two.
yeah,
Two.
that's right.
So if Yagi wins, the whole team has got to win so far.
And that
Good way
goes-
to legitimize that
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more evidence.
Will
towards
you
us.
You could also legitimize the aliens, but yeah.
that's
what
a
you
fair
want.
I
point.
mean,
That's a
do
fair
you
point.
need to? They're under.
Where's Noodle been? Where's Finger been?
Yeah, well, it's been it was Soraka.
You know, they were perfectly done. Noodle.
They could be the
and
same
Finger-
character.
Would be very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
She just like falls to the ground and then like hops back up and she has a different design and she's like, "Hey, I'm flush."
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
Yes. What were you gonna say?
That.
Oh.
Maybe some Yagi merch if he wins. You know.
No, I'm not making any more bets on this. This is the culmination.
I'm
of
just
those
happy
events.
that he
Yagi
can,
Mania
put it
could-
this
yeah.
way: we've already won. Because even if Nick Yagi loses, you said on this show, you laughed at us and said he would never even duel. So we've already won.
And he wouldn't show up.
We're
for a
playing
while.
with house money
exactly.
right now. So if he wins, we're ruining your life next Wednesday. So like, we're doing great. So you have the most pressure. This is your channel. You have the most pressure in the world. I'm just a guest. I'm having fun here.
Life. Oh my god.
Woo! That was good. That was good.
Next Donna.
You want to go back to that?
Yeah, we'll go back to this and Donna. Do we have any on the link?
There's a couple links.
All right. This is gonna be this episode. By the way, should not have any hype behind it.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone
Not
who
only that,
watches
it
my
shouldn't
channel-
decide the fate of like your mental well-being.
No,
But
no,
it's going to.
no. It really shouldn't.
Only for a little.
Should be another solid snack one I saw.
Solid Stack, thank you for the $1 donation. If Nick Yagi fusions, I will flip upside down out of surprise and happiness. Even though I really want rituals, come on Sevens, it's a main deck method. That's true. One of the few times I'll be rooting for a guy over a girl. We should chat sometime, Dill. We absolutely will. I forgot I did not message you back. Sorry, I will message you right after this. But yes, thank you for the donation. If Nick Yagi fusion summons, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You might walk off and I'll have to finish the stream. I think that's a legitimate possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I can keep my composure. I don't, you know.
You'll be seething, like just below the
You'll
surface.
see, like, the
I'm
smoke
gonna
coming out of his
binge
ears.
eat. I'm gonna just start shoving cake in my mouth if Yagi fusions.
I feel like you're gonna keep smacking my shoulder really hard.
That was great. That was a great duel.
What I might do is I might buy a pie from ShopRite.
It's thrown in my face.
No, if he fusion,
that's a good
if he
idea.
fusion summons, I'll put whipped cream on it and you can throw it in my face.
How
Now, keep in mind, I'm getting the vaccine first dose earlier that day. I might be out of it. You might knock me out, dude.
It's true.
Can you wipe that off?
I-
You just spin on my lap.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get very emotional. Sorry.
Oh,
And he hasn't had the vaccine yet, so that could be...
Davis. Next dono, DUEL 2021 and Cal 2019. That was always my transition as soon as we start going.
Next dono.
Oh, man. All right, let's jump all the way back here.
Thank you, Sora.
Janeth Ernest donated 2 Canadian.
Thank you, Janeth.
And said, most hated Yugioh protagonist, then why? I don't really hate any of them.
Yeah, I hate
If you give me my, like, I guess, least that I liked or connected to.
Yeah, least.
I guess at this moment, probably Usaku. He's just so hard to emotionally connect to that I can understand him, but at the same time, I can't relate to him.
Yes,
that's fair.
I agree. It's for those exact reasons.
Well, you've only seen Brains and Sevens. Who do you like more, Usaku or Yuga?
Probably Yuga.
There you go.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably Yuya. I don't hate Yuya. He was my least favorite. I just I just got tired of him very quickly. Not very quickly actually. I thought he just the whole smiling theory just kind of got shoved down the throats a little too much. What?
How was it pronounced?
Egao.
Egao, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Again, that's also like the writers. I don't know.
What is Egao?
Egao means smile in Japanese.
That was like his whole like gimmick.
That was a big part of his gimmick. Yeah, big part.
And he's considered the protagonist of that show, even though there's like other parts.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. But I mean, he wasn't. I definitely don't hate him.
You're just not.
I liked him a lot.
You're not an entertainment duelist.
Yeah.
It's not up your alley.
No, there were some entertainment duelists that I loved. I thought his dad was a good entertainment duelist. I thought Dennis was a very good entertainment duelist. And he was good. It's just it got
one action card.
It got redundant. That one action card, but that's not his fault.
What's it called?
Evade. There's a great picture. I know I've talked about this where all the pro tags have it's their hands and their gloves and their ace card, and his is just evade.
That's brilliant.
It is funny, yeah. But I don't hate Yuya.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's relative, right? Because it's like you could love all of them, but it's like which one do you love the least? Like,
yeah,
the most hated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you grow up to be a parent and you have kids, like you don't hate your kids, but you do love one less than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That's exactly.
That was like.
He's speaking from experience.
Like
Thank you for the dono.
Hey, being 4-4 is not a bad idea.
Top 5.
You're in the top 5. Yeah, that's true.
I'm probably 5 though.
That's true. Probably any house pet is over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Next dono.
There's only one though, so you
Janet,
top 5.
thank you.
Thank you. Nicholas Horton donated £10 and said, "There's still more about Sweet Kokako that meets the eye and how the other girls play into it, but I still think it's just the same girl or an AI posing as all 3 and her ties to Goha 66."
I think that could be very true.
Totally possible.
I'm definitely not convinced that we have 4 different alien characters.
Yeah, no, they could all be the same people.
We haven't seen them in the same room. I just...
Well, are we not about to see 2?
I was just going to say, this episode will confirm that or reject that, because if we
but they could be AIs. It's just copies that you gave a different outfit to. It's
could
still
be
the same thing.
Definitely could be. Yeah. A big honey wah 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 to the contestants here in Goha 66.
In here if you want to do that one.
I'll grab it in a sec.
I thought you said Inkwell.
Inkwell.
We going Inkwell?
Dude, I could totally go for Inkwell right now.
It's a summer week.
Do you want to jump to that one?
Yeah, and it's 80 degrees. So.
A lot of
now.
interesting people in Inkwell.
6.
Solid Stack, thank you for the $1 $1 donation. I just had to donate again for those amazing speeches.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was already 100%. I was already 90% Yagi, but now I'm 100% a Yogster.
Wow, dude.
At this point, the most hilarious outcome would be a draw. For real though, I would love if the next season, the gauntlet was the aliens plus 666. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be actually really
very cool.
interesting.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
That'd be very cool if they're actually aliens.
It would be.
That's an interesting element.
Yeah, it definitely is. Sora, thank you for that. I hate to see that your heart has been swayed, but thank you for the donation.
And thank you so much for carrying on me saying Yogster. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
We're going to get this going here.
I like Yogster.
It's a
Drago, 77 Blue, came back and donated another $20.
Dude,
What?
Holy
And
shit.
said-
Drago, thank you.
And said, "I love how the episode started with Yuga, Roa, Neil, Rook, Roman, and Gakuto slaughtering everyone off screen
Oh my God.
and letting the entire city of Goha know that they're the 6th strongest duelist in Goha. Also, love the chemistry with those 6.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the 7 runes in that lair of Otis. I mean, these are our main six.
Main six
Plus
and
Asana.
It's at 7.
Yeah, this is it.
And because the show is so well written so far, that point has not been
It will
dropped.
come back.
No.
It's coming back.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people, there were probably about 4 or 5 people in my Discord that wanted to get your quick thoughts on this, very quick, that the girl on the phone in episode 2 was kind of just like a joke throwaway and not important.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so.
I don't think. I mean,
It'd
what are
be
your
a
thoughts?
very weird throwaway. I can imagine a throwaway line or something as a joke. A young girl on a phone.
Direct line to Mr. Goha.
Doesn't seem like just a throwaway.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah,
I feel like there's got to be something there. That I do feel like is the biggest candidate to being forgotten about.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, it's so long.
I would argue that it's more likely to accidentally or for whatever reason be forgotten about than to just be a throwaway intentionally.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. I kind of agree with that. I think there's no real... Because, like, you could think maybe because of the voices of, like, the aliens, like, that's probably the most similar voice to the voice that was on the phone.
Right.
Because I remember, like, there was some theorizing, like, oh, maybe it was, like, Asana, she had a direct line.
Met her, really.
But the voice line doesn't match at all.
So young. I mean, it's so young.
Well, that's why, like, the aliens is how high pitched they are.
Yeah.
And it, when they're talking, it's like, okay, I could see, it could be a little bit different over the phone. Like, you don't sound 100% the same on the phone as you do in person. So, like, there's that, but if they're with 666, why would they be talking to the drone? Like, that would be a very big unanswered
double
spot.
agent.
Yeah, so that's something that I think we would need to get answered too. But right now, I don't think we've either met the character or it's just not as important as we may have thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jumping back to Dragos, I also like
Drago. Thank you, dude.
When they're slaughtering the people off screen, it feels like they're not even taking it that seriously because they're like, I feel like talking to each other as they're like dealing the final blow. Like, it's as if we're all on the phone and we're playing a Madden game, so we're like half there. Yeah. We're not really like paying attention. I feel like that's what they were doing.
Yeah. And now Shiose's manager said that they wanted to see Arai Arata return, and they were actually being serious about that. Arai Arata did kind of return because there was his ace, that Santa Claus, that washed Santa Claus monster, got destroyed by Rook. So he did return.
A nod.
So there you go. You got your big return.
That's a character I don't need to see come back.
I don't care for him.
She actually really likes him.
Yeah.
I respect it. I don't get it, but I respect it.
I respect it as well. Yeah. The design, right, is what I think they like a lot.
But he's just like a...
But for me, like, I just see
a dishwasher.
And he's a cheater.
What about, remember when he washed Rook's face?
That was actually hilarious.
She sends a frown.
I'm sorry.
I remember we paused it when that episode was going on at that shot, and I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah, I remember.
It was amazing.
And he posted it in the Discord, like, what is Sevens, dude?
Yeah. This is true.
Jeez.
X-Slayer donated another 5.
Thank you, X-Slayer.
And said, what are your predictions on what Goha 66 are trying to dig up and find? The runes, the Goha Umbrium, like the metal or something.
Gohanium, right?
Gohanium, Goha.
Yeah.
Like a variation of uranium.
Is that an established thing? Gohabranium?
I think they're trying to find something that is turning the duelists into zombies. That probably requires a lot of power. Something that will allow them to just destroy Goha. Maybe a new summoning method. Maybe they're going to try and overwhelm whoever they have to duel at Goha via a new summoning method. That's not maximums. But, I don't know. I don't think that they were looking for maximums.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
No.
That was all by chance.
Yeah. So sensor output. Can we increase power? He says, permitted.
They're looking for something, in my mind, ancient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why else are you digging underground? Why else do you have an underling associated with ancient civilization?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's got to be something there.
Yeah, and the tournament, it all has to do with something. And I think the dueling zombies have something to do with it. Maybe to throw the town into chaos, and maybe he has some sort of...
It's like an Indiana Jones
right,
story.
Where you turn into a dust, right?
Well, it's like you could touch an artifact sometimes, and like it could be like zombified.
What if you... There's an artifact if you look at it, right? You turn to dust.
You talking about the Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
That was a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's still canon.
Or like
still canon.
Medusa.
It was okay.
Look out, he turned to stone.
Yeah, Medusa. This guy's had a lot of encounters with Medusa.
Yeah.
What?
I don't even know how to take that.
I don't either. Next.
She could turn me into stone any day.
But yeah, that clearly it's gonna be in my mind a weapon to take over Goha.
Yeah, I agree.
Or to somehow maybe it's something that Goha buried a long time ago that tried to forget about, like some dirty secret of their history of how they were created, and somehow this could sway public opinion by bringing it to light.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That would also be a big
Another
thing.
way
Just
to do
totally
it, too.
tarnish Goha Corporation's image.
It could be, or what if they're looking for Otis's tunnel system that he has underground?
They're just
They could be
looking
like-
for Otis.
Ah. Everyone wants
It's a
Otis.
manhunt. He's that important, and they don't realize how important he actually is, but Double Six knows.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
And maybe he's the key to
There's
taking down
a
Goha.
lot of theory. I think in
He's the key to
46,
a new world. Or door to a new.
we're gonna learn a
Door to
lot
new
more in
door.
46.
Yeah, we still have that floating around, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we. The door to new.
It's probably figurative at this point.
But what if it isn't?
Isn't Rush Duels the door?
Well,
That's what
Maximus would
we've
probably
thought, yes, but
Maximus
It
would
could
probably-
also
Well,
be
was
literal.
it really confirmed?
No, it's an ambiguous,
Ambiguity.
yeah,
the spice.
the spice.
That's what
Mwah.
I like.
Salt Bay.
The saxophone beast donated $10
Woo!
and said, absolutely love Yuga's new maximum. He reminded me so much of Obelisk.
Yeah,
So there you
I
go.
can see that.
Yeah, so more people saw the resemblance to Obelisk than Exodia. I don't know. I saw
could see both, but
I saw a very heavy Exodia reference, but
maybe in color. Yeah.
I saw Obelisk as well.
That's yours, Tommy.
Oh, I didn't see you put it there.
Is what's your favorite maximum now? You've got 5 after this episode.
So Niels.
Really? Mine is Yuga's now. And then I think I have the Dino one second, and then Neil's third.
Oh, really?
But Dino one was cool.
Dinos, I have Dinos. I love
I actually
dinos.
think that the Dino, even though I like it, is my least favorite of the 4.
Well, 5.
5.
We had Yuga's
Five,
Power
five,
Ranger,
five.
Sana's Train. Okay, what about you?
I think Asana's my least favorite.
Okay.
I, mean,
I
I
would
like
say-
choose my 3. I think.
I would
4.
say the Dino probably number 1, Yuga's number 2.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Then, and then
Flip
Nail,
it.
and then Yuga's other one.
Flip it.
Look it up.
Cook it up. Cook it
Pick it
up.
up,
Cook
pick
it
it
up.
up, pick it up.
Thank
pick it
you,
up, pick it up, pick it up,
saxophone.
pick it up.
They're all great.
Thank you so much.
You're great.
Idolaverse, Maddie, is here.
Maddie.
Maddie.
Well, he was here at the time. He donated $5. and
Thank
he
you.
said, hello, I'm here dying at work tonight.
Aw.
Hope you're all having a great night.
Maddie, love you, man. I've not started Moriarty the Patriot yet, but I will let you know when I do. Probably
What is
this
that?
weekend. It's like a Sherlock Holmes psychopath
Oh,
kind of
cool.
anime. Yeah, that he recommended. He's recommended Fire Force and Jujutsu, which I've loved.
So he's sending you.
Yeah.
He's hitting you with the wind.
And what I like about Maddie's recommendations too is there's a lot of anime that he'll go over that he likes, and he'll say like, I wouldn't recommend it for you though, based on
He's
like, what I
aware
know.
just because he's.
Yeah, because I've met a lot of people
If
that
they
if
like
they
it,
like an anime, do it, watch it. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great for you.
Yeah, it's like,
but
oh, I
not
like this,
everyone
but-
not everyone has the same taste.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
nice.
always really I don't think there's anyone I respect more when it comes to Rex than Maddie. So
Wow,
very
that's
excited to
huge.
start
Just
that.
really
Wow.
say Rex.
Recommendations.
Yeah, but
Recommends.
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 Recommends. I like that. So I'm excited to start Moriarty. Because right now my Hero and Sevens are the only animes I'm watching. I like to watch 3. Yu-Gi-Oh included with that. I like to watch 3. Jujutsu and Fire Force. Who knows when they're going to return? So
How many episodes of Fire Force are there?
at this point, there's probably about 40 or 50.
That's not that.
Alright, that might be next for me.
That should be-
that
After
should be
next.
JJK, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
I've heard good things from
It's-
multiple sources.
It's very good. There's some.
So do you know the caliber like it?
No, I do. It's more. It's way more. It has its ecchi moments, but it's not overblown. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ecchi, but
know.
it's not
Would
overblown.
Attack on Titan be a better one for me to watch?
I'm not
heard
a
it's pretty
big.
divisive
I've
as
also
it
heard
is.
the ending was the train wreck, which I can't speak on that because I haven't seen it. But I don't watch Attack on Titan, so I can't.
Just watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Fire Force, you'll like Fire Force. There's just some
What
moments that
about
are
Akami
like,
got killed?
I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah.
Wait, there's some moments that what? Finish that.
There's some moments that it might be. Well, there are moments in that show that are just like it's unnecessary, but it gets better as it goes on. With those moments.
Okay.
And it
Thank
doesn't ruin it.
We're
you
talking
for the dono.
No.
Actually, isn't like kind of like scandalous, like
Yeah, like-
promiscuous.
Yeah, which some people love that genre. And
Yeah.
there's,
That's
the,
right
the
up
fan
Betsy's
service.
alley.
It's got a lot of fan service moments, but not a lot where it's just actually one character. Only one character has it, but it's
Same in Fire Force, right? Isn't there a character
that's what I was
you're
talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
just-
talking
it's just
about,
one character.
Okay.
Yeah, just one character. But anyway, Saxophone Beast, thank you so much, my man.
There's another donation link that just came in.
Cool. I'll just spark again. Limestone, thank you for the $3 donation. If you ever want a chill song, listen to the Odd Taxi opening. Limestone, thank you very much. Odd Taxi opening. I will listen to that.
So going off of that with the chill song, I know you said the song's annoying you, the Dear Maria song.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Japanese cover of it?
No.
Like Dear Maria, like the song that the all-time love song that came out in.
That song is blowing up.
So
I know, but
on TikTok.
Yeah, I
so
know.
there's a Japanese cover of that song.
That's dope.
And I saw a couple videos of it. And it's like
I want to hear the song.
Really good.
Have you seen it line up perfectly with the My Hero Academia opening?
Yes.
With every opening
every opening, yeah.
I
because
showed
there's a formula.
this-
If it's a 4-8 like count
beginning
opening for the song, it'll line up.
I showed him the Dear Maria to SpongeBob opening.
Yep, works.
And at one point, it's like the guy singing, and it's on the fish's mouth is moving.
That's brilliant.
It's giving you nightmares.
I was just gonna say it's nightmarish.
I got your picture.
Still the word.
That song came out like 15 years
But thank you for the suggestion, Limestone.
Yeah.
I always like listening to new music.
He does. Kyle donated 5 real and said, first a friend's maximum, then a rival's maximum. What would you think it will be when Yuga gets a full ace max? Also, with 2 max, how is Luke's team going to win? How can they win?
Luke's team is going to have to get a maximum before they go up against Team Yuga.
He was pretty pissed.
Or, again...
He's like, you're going to have to hand that maximum over.
Or you might even have a situation where Yuga decides not to use his maximum, Neil beats Gakuto, and then Roman beats Roa because Roa doesn't have a maximum either. So, but it's going to be tough, man. I think Team Rook can do it, but now with 2 of the 3 members of Yuga having a maximum, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. But Kaio, thank you so much, my man. And I don't know. I could see Yuga pulling an Asana and choosing not to use his maximum against Rook if he doesn't have one. But I think what's more likely going to happen, and Entame made a great point about this on Twitter, what's more likely going to happen is, we have that new pack coming out at like episode 51, 52, that's like maximum overload or something like that. I think all these characters are getting maximums.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's going to happen relatively within the next month and a half.
We're going to have a maximum overload.
Yeah. That's definitely not the name of the pack, but it's something along those lines.
That's basically what's going to happen.
Yeah. If someone writes the name, let me know.
Okay. X-Layer donated $5 and said, I'm starting to believe that we might see a Tiger or Asana duel against these Goha 66 robots somewhere in about 48 to 50.
We might, because you got to fill in the gap, right? If you assume, and this might not be the end, but I think we have the outline for what 49 to 52 are going to be, right? 51, 52 is going to be maybe Yuga versus Rook, 2-episode finale. 49 and 50 is going to be Roa, Roman, Gakuto, Nail, whatever combo you want to do there. Mm-hmm. So the only episode we really know nothing about is 48. We also don't know who's actually dueling in 47. Is it going to be a tag duel?
Yeah.
With Geta and Ushido? Is it going to be Roman versus one of them? Because Roman has the deepest connection.
Right. Or is it the leader of the 2 of them versus somebody?
Right. Or is Rook going to take them on? Or is it the leader of Goha 66? Or the leader of that band? Yeah. Whatever that trio. Yes. So we don't know what's going to be the duel in 47. 48 is the only real mystery here. Unless they don't go down the route of Team Rook versus Team Yuga at the end. Yeah. So, will that be an Asana or Tiger duel? I hope so.
That'd be great.
We haven't seen the Machine Cavalry Club duel.
I thought, and it's actually, someone mentioned this, maybe as a joke, maybe not. That's a possible thing. And I don't know how it would fit contextually, like plot-wise, but the fact that, who's the only other character in the series that plays an instrument that would fit in with Ushido and
Tiger.
Imagine if she's leading the group.
And then with that set up for a Rook duel.
Oh my God!
No way.
Contextually, yeah, maybe it's a bit off. Why would she be the leader?
But
so in awesome, a music,
I love Tiger.
A musical theme standpoint, because they lost a front man, they need someone else who plays an instrument.
That's a front man right there.
She's a front.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, she might actually be more like. Well, she's definitely more mentally tough than Roa. She's probably one of the mentally toughest characters in this whole show.
Without a doubt.
I mean, you want to talk about a leader, dude.
Oh, my God. Born to lead.
Yeah.
Maybe I was born to
But I'm very excited because in 46, we're going to get Tiger on the cast list. She's speaking to Asana and Caterpillar and all them. So let's get a little more backstory there, right? It was teased. That was something that was foreshadowed.
Yep.
That I said at the time, I was like, I'm a little upset we didn't go deeper into that, into the backstory of how Tiger knows these people.
Maybe they called her in as a reinforcement?
Maybe, or she's just there because she seems to know everything that's going on in this show. So
she's smart.
I shouldn't have even criticized that because I said in that review, I was like, they might touch on it later. It's Sevens. Of course they're going to touch on it later. And here we go.
She'll say also, that's the real ship, Tiger Asano. That's the real ship.
Yeah.
It was
Tiger can step on me.
Also, the packs that are coming out are Maximum Ultra Evolution.
What did I say? Maximum Overload?
Yeah.
So I was kind of close. Maximum Ultra Evolution. Those are going to drop around like episode 51, 52, 53. I think we're going to get a lot of Maximums at the end of this arc. Which is here. I mean, we only have another month and then it's coming.
Right
Dynamic Eternal Live. Entame confirmed that it has shipped my 3 boxes.
Wow.
Big thank you to her as well for ordering them.
She hooked it up, right?
She did. I mean, yes, she did. She was a big help. And that will be here soon. Look for a stream maybe this weekend for it.
Surprise stream.
Surprise.
Also, JC's here.
Legendary Duels.
He
missed
said,
our brains talk.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm Team Nick Yagi.
Oh, JC.
Yeah, there we go. We got another one.
JC, when you make the thumbnail for 46, I don't want Nick Yagi on the thumbnail.
He has to be.
Dude, it's just like when the feeling where it's like I'm a politician, I got another celebrity endorsement. It's like that's it. I got.
Is that how it feels?
Yeah, it does.
That's how it feels. Peyton Manning supporting me.
Exactly like that.
I know him. He's voting for me.
Classic.
Oh man.
Jesus. Kyle donated another 5 real.
Thank you, Kyle.
And said, "You think good-hearted people don't get corrupted? Remember the quote? I don't have to take that. I'm Dylan from Yugioh Everything episode."
That's true. That was one of the rare cases of a good-hearted.
Yeah, you can't even say good-hearted because you're not.
Absolute
come
power
on.
corrupts absolutely.
Of a good-hearted person getting corrupted.
Yeah.
I was being bullied, so I had to stand up for myself.
Can I actually?
I get bullied often on
Can
the
I
show.
interject before the next dono?
Yeah, sure.
Someone in the chat made a good point about musical, a musical person that
As
could
a leader.
also be the leader.
Yeah.
Princess G.
Oh!
That would be pretty cool.
Oh! I like that a lot.
So, shout out to Dragon Claw 95.
I like that a lot.
lot.
That's a great little theory there.
Right.
And then Roman has a duel against G, or Rook has a duel against G, or they all do.
No, it's got to be Roman.
It would have to be Roman.
It would have to be
G.
Roman.
Although
like
Rook
that.
is familiar with Princess G, but you would
Well, because
feel-
you watched her on the murder show, right?
Yeah. the Murder Mystery Files, which I watched that actually on
Yeah, that's
YouTube.
how he
It's
knows
pretty
it.
messed up. Surprised, yeah, they did like a whole offshoot of it. It's a whole thing. I'll send it to you later.
If they haven't, they should. For the record.
They should. I completely agree. Yeah.
That's a good idea. We should do that.
Yeah, JC, you missed our definitely our brain talk where we talked about how you loved
Oh, never mind. No.
you loved Reigns.
Yeah, he was a big fan.
He's a big
Huge
fan.
fan.
Big fan of Usaku.
Loves Usaku.
It was positive this time. Kyle came back and donated another 2 real and said,
Thank
"I'm
you,
with
Kyle.
Dylan now.
Oh!
Monopolize the Mac shop." So not what you think.
Okay. There we go, Kyle. I'm happy I came here. Brought you around on Hunt. Came here. Took.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because you were so excited that
I
you
thought it was.
he
I
thinking
know.
Sweets
I thought it was a
That it
Kokako.
kind of just
Yeah.
went down.
Thank
for
you, Kyle.
Still an important point.
Yeah.
Goose is here.
Goose.
Donated $5 and said,
Sending positive vibes and kindness to everyone and keep things PG. Positively, Goose.
"There you go. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
It's taken you 45 episodes, but you finally done it."
We actually have a few people watching.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, we sold some tickets.
No, you don't have to
Yeah.
come on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pressure
It's
you.
okay, Mr. Moto. Just stay back there.
Takahashi, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
Takahashi's been living in your basement.
Oh, Miss Gomez, would you like to?
Oh,
It's
Lord.
all here.
Ay.
Dylan Adams donated $25
Jeez, thank you, Dylan.
and said, "Some of my predictions for Team Yuga versus Team Rook. Roman beats Roa. Gakuto prevents Neil from maximum summoning, but Neil still pulls out a win. And then Rook is revealed to have gotten a maximum and ties or loses to Yuga."
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
Dylan, first of all, thank you for the very big, very generous donation. Thank you so much, Dylan. I can see that playing out.
I can definitely see that playing out. I think that could be very interesting because I think we'd end up with a very bitter Rook for having got a maximum and still not being able to surpass Yuga.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Rook is past Yuga, isn't he? Like, everyone forgets Rook beat Yuga.
He did, power scaling wise, yes, but in terms of like recognition and like maybe win rate,
he's getting a little bit
power scaling, yes, but like win rate less so because Yuga's won more duels. Just to the fact,
also Rook,
right?
to be
but
fair,
he's lost 4 times.
Right, but also Rook. This is something we talk about with the NFL draft, right? What's his level of competition here for a lot of these duels? Look at the people Yuga's going
toughest
against.
opponent was Yugioh.
Right, and look at the people
Yuga.
that Yuga is going against.
Right.
So.
And I think a big thing is not even just necessarily like winning. Like it's recognition. The fact like I can't be the king of duels or whatever if I'm losing to Yuga. If I can't cannot surpass him in a grand scheme way, not necessarily a duelist way, but.
Yeah,
it's gonna make him feel even more inferior.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't feel like it'll end in a draw though. There has to be some kind of result.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's one where you have to have a result because you have to have a king of games.
Exactly.
King of duels.
It has to be decisive.
Yeah, but Dylan, I agree with you pretty much the whole way through there. I think that's how it's gonna play out. Thank you for the donation. Very generous. Thank you, Dylan.
Yes. T Pinkstaff donated $5.
Thank you, Pinkstaff.
How many people do you think are going to get maximums this arc?
New characters that we have not seen
We
yet.
just had a new one get one. Hunt just got one. So that counts as one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
4.
Who's the number 3? Rook, right?
I think Rook was
He's got to get one. Do you think Roman gets one?
I mean, based on the pack,
I feel like Roa could get one.
yeah, Roa.
We've talked about some potential concepts for our Roa maximum, and I am on
Yeah,
board for Roa. Get
Totally,
Roa
totally.
maximum is going to be disgusting.
It's got to be a band set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole yeah.
They all come together.
Roa and Rook. I think a villain will have one.
Yeah, I agree.
And then
Like the double 6 man.
yeah, and then
Tiger.
Would be dope, but I don't think so.
no,
Not yet. If she was
She doesn't
gonna
need
get
one.
it's not
Honestly, she doesn't need
She
one.
deserves one.
She doesn't need one. She'll win without it.
I don't know because the problem is if Roman gets one, then Gakuto probably gets one too. So maybe 5 then. But 5 by the end of the arc, that's a lot. I don't know.
Well,
I can't-
everyone that duels gets one.
yet. Rook,
You get a maximum.
villain,
You get
Roa.
a maximum. You get a maximum.
Rook, villain,
You get
Roa.
max.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I
Those are
like
my
that.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually.
Because right
Good
now,
question.
on that team, technically, Roa's the only one that doesn't have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on the other team, I feel like Rook being the leader over there,
Should
he has
have
to get
one,
one because
yeah.
not a single person can compete.
My only issue with Roa getting one and
Luke
Roman
King's
not getting
Luke
one is if Roman and Roa duel, then Roman's at a massive disadvantage, and then Roa probably beats her.
Oh.
And then Gakuto has already a disadvantage maximum against Neil. So then does Gakuto get one?
We're also assuming that they're allowed to use the maximum if the other opponent does not have it.
Well, that's true. I mean, I would imagine, because Neil used his Yuga Dragon in the qualifiers against people that just had no
And,
No
um,
chance.
and-
It was disgusting.
and
It
we
was-
didn't
it was
know
wrong.
that.
It was hard to
It was
watch.
fucked up.
And I
It's hard
guess
to watch.
I guess this episode
We didn't
too,
know
right?
that
Yeah.
Yuga had one either.
And Hunt was about to obliterate him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was.
God.
Well, I thought he was in trouble.
Hashtag Pimp Hunt.
Pimp Hunt.
Like,
Kyle did another 5 real and said this tournament has a plan behind it, and it's to end up in a battle royale with teams of 3, and we have to discuss why this style of tournament and why 3.
well, I think it's just to encourage mass participation. I think having a tournament that you can join with your friends is something that makes you want to actually participate in the tournament.
And 3 is so you don't have an even result.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And you get mass participation. I think energy is being drained from these duelists, and that's why they're turning to zombies in 46's preview. Yeah.
That's a pretty good theory.
I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
But
I like that. Nick Schoner donated $5 and said, "Great episode. I love Yuga's Exodia Maximum and Hunt's Dinosaur Max too. Can't stay for long. Just get my dono in."
Nick Schroeder, you do not need to donate. That is never going to be a requirement. But thank you so much for choosing to do so. I hope you're having a good night, my man. Yeah, his Exodia Maximum was great. Hunt's Dinosaur Maximum, they're my 2 favorite of the 5.
Yep.
Yeah. I know they're your 2 favorite too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Nick. We love you, man. Thank you so much.
The Nerds donated $5 and said,
Nerds.
"Did any of you guys
One
watch
sec.
Ben 10 or Generator Rex growing up? If so, what do you think of them?"
So Nerds, thank you so much. Obviously named after a group Nick T used to run
You were
with.
in it.
I was not in it actually.
You were
He was,
the D.
he was
No.
the D. in
No,
Nerds.
the D was Dan.
No, the S was for Splenda, which
We
is
go through this every
No, it's
time.
for Sweer.
The S, yeah, thank you. See,
I hate you.
The S was for Sweer. So yeah, it stood for Nick
I feel the
T,
same way.
Nick T, ETN, Ryan.
Now he's just saying it wrong.
Dan, and then
he
Sweer.
literally intentionally
So, The Nerds,
mispronounced.
I love when you donate for this reason. Thank you. It brings me back to memory.
It literally wants
thank you.
to commit homicide.
Thank you so much, the Nerds,
That's
for
it.
the
I'm
donation.
quitting.
I have never watched Ben 10. Have you?
I've
No.
watched Ben 10, some early season stuff. I didn't get too far into the series. Generator Rex, though. I
Don't
don't
know
know
that.
if
I'm not familiar.
I just want to see if I can. What is this?
Oh, I
Do
love
I
this.
recognize it?
Love it.
I have not watched this.
Shadow said it's God tier.
Is it good? Seems pretty cool. Never watched it though.
Yeah, I've never seen either.
Yeah, Ben 10 was cool. I like
So
Ben
I'm
10.
sorry we
From
cannot
what I've
give
seen.
you some thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
But thank you.
Thank you for coming by. Thank you for donating. Love you, Nerds.
Kaio donated $2 and said, the start, and this is a great name for when you're off the channel, the start of
Thank
Yagio.
you for the dono.
I mean, beautiful.
Next donation. Kyle, thank you.
Let's talk about that one for a second. You know, Kaio, he spent his hard-earned money to donate that. You owe him to talk about that just a little bit.
I have nothing to say. You can take it if you
You
want.
don't think it's a witty pun?
I have nothing to say. You can take it.
I think when he fusion summons,
Okay.
I think, and you're off
when
the channel.
cock.
Now you've gone off the rails.
You could have said sweet.
Lip it and ship it, baby.
Oh man, that was good. That was good.
When who?
Please clip that out of context and just post it. Woo!
I hate this reality. When Kokako beat. Never mind.
You did not.
Never mind. I
Don't act like you didn't.
have nothing to say.
Who did he say?
Kokako.
Thank you, Kyle.
What did he say?
Janet Ernest donated $2 and said, "Can I get you guys to do the Nippon Yugioh dance?"
I don't know it. Do you know?
I have no idea.
I remember. I can try it. I don't know the dance, but I remember the song. It's like really fast. It's like the ending to some show.
So it's a fast dance.
It's
really
a fast song. The dance isn't all that fast. It's got this pop, but the words are really fast.
Is it like-
What?
Like that? Like how's the dance?
It's
go?
not a mosh. It's,
Like a Zemo
I wanna
kind of
play
dance
it.
style.
Yeah. I can't play it here but I'll
Copyright.
play it for you guys later.
All right,
It's
we'll
fun.
look
It's
it up,
fun.
Janet.
It's fun.
We'll look it up.
We'll
Janet.
we'll
It's
probably
circulating TikTok right now.
we'll
Super
probably
weird.
add it
Is
into
Yeah.
a future bet at some
Yeah, it is.
point. We'll make Dylan do it. Kyle donated $5 and said, "Imagine a human Pandora. I says hi Revolver. How is Pandora?" Also,
Yeah.
I wanted the kids of the Hanoi to get along in the end. Poor Windy kid.
Yeah, I mean, we go through when we look back at frames. That Windy kid was permanently killed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Which
But
we,
it wasn't necessarily needed for the story to know exactly who that was.
no,
it was just
wasn't.
to, it was just to show that Wendy is freaking ruthless.
Right.
That he purposely killed his partner.
Yep, and I think that was before Lightning corrupted him, or was it after?
No, it was after.
It was after.
Well, Lightning
corrupted him.
never he corrupted him, but I feel like
I
I feel like there was some. He wasn't loving human beings. Lightning
No,
kind of just took
he
advantage,
took advantage.
of that.
Yeah.
We didn't even get Wendy's kid's name. That's
Yeah.
so true. Like,
Nope.
we didn't even get.
No one will remember. His
Like, did we
name.
really meet like Miyu either? Not really.
No,
Barely.
we didn't know.
Come
We had
on.
that great hospital scene between her and Aoi that lasted about 30
Yeah,
seconds,
30?
and then we cut away from
I
it.
think 30 is gracious.
I think it was 10
It
seconds.
was about 3.
It wasn't even animated. It was drawn.
Yes.
It was a still.
Chapel of Flapple, thank you for the $1 donation. Your daily reminder that pair production is the strongest cyber spell. Yuga finally summoned his new maximum, and I'm calling it Yarn. Yuga, Asana, Roa, Neil. God bless Nick Yagi. Thank you, Chapel.
I like that.
Really good, actually.
Yeah, that is good. That is good.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't even talk
Chapel.
about how cool that was, that these 3 people that were antagonists for Yuga all put faith enough in him to make his new maximum. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome.
It's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
We got a super team.
We did. We did get a super team.
I mean, it's like the
Forming a maximum.
Now, whose ID
it's like
cards
the
are
Lakers,
those?
you know. It's,
I think they were like abandoned ID cards that Asana must have found in the duel desk. So she must have found 4 working ones. 3 of them she used for her own.
Yeah.
She could never find 2 others to make another max.
So then she
gave one to Yuga. Yeah, that's what I'd assume.
Really love that moment.
Yeah.
Nicholas Horton donated £5. It said, Part 1, my idea for Vrain Season 3.
Let's hear it.
You get a tournament arc of about 28 episodes, run by Soltech, and Queen pulling the strings in the background. Then he donated another £5 and said, Part 2, a team playmaker versus Ignis arc consisting of about another 24 episodes to stop the Solstice Ignis after they've overthrown Queen and Soltech.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
That sounds great.
Great.
Sounds great.
I mean, and that, you can still end when the dust settles. You can still have Soulburner Revolver.
Yep.
And
it makes
Usaku
sense.
And then Usaku Eye at the end.
Yeah, it's still like what he explained does not negate that at all. It still makes perfect sense for that to happen.
And actually, leading into that Soulburner Revolver duel, you could have Soulburner be the one that maybe has to end Flame, or maybe Flame as a human is fighting for the humans, still siding with the good side, but it gets defeated by lightning and gets killed off that way, or something like that.
Or whose theory was it that maybe Soulburner could become evil? Wasn't that somewhere in
that? I pushed that a lot. That was a pretty common theory back then.
I don't know if it was common.
I think that was a pretty popular theory.
But that could have happened.
Because of
what about Flame and Soulburner in that case? They switch sides from where you would normally think they would be.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, never happened though.
The world may never know.
The world may never.
Kaio donated another $2 and said, "What happens to the show's picks are Yagi Bravado."
Kyle, thank you for the donation.
He does have bravado.
He does. He came back and did another $5 donated that and said, "Imagine the face of Dill when we get Yagi hand shot in the beginning of the duel, and there is a polymerization card." ...
Well, you'll see my face because I'll be live reacting to it. So if that happens, you'll see my face.
Here's the good thing about it, right? If it happens,
that
your face could be used as a thumbnail for several videos. So you at least get
several for years to come.
Yeah, you at least get that.
But I lose the channel.
You do.
Well,
we'll use your likeness.
Face. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kyle,
we'll bring you on as a guest every now and again.
Yeah, my lawyers are drafting up an agreement where we're allowed to do that.
Use my face.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mother's Day is next Sunday.
Yeah, we have to.
I got
next
a thumbnail
week we're
in the
gonna.
works, so
okay,
we gotta
cool. Next week we'll all just sit down and do it.
God.
Yeah, that's fine. I can edit it quickly.
I mean,
I'm very excited for that.
Okay. Monday we'll do it. Yeah.
Legendary Duels, as I said earlier, JC's here.
Thank you,
donated
JC.
$5 and said, "The disrespect. My boy Rook doesn't have a maximum yet, but Hunt does."
He's right. Well, and you know what? Rook would agree with him.
JC's a big Rook stan. You know what?
He's got a point.
Why don't you just hand over those?
Thank
maximums?
you
Take care of it.
for the dono.
Yeah, I agree with you, my man. I really do agree with you. He'll get one.
He'll go.
It's gonna happen. Sorry. Yeah.
Don't worry, JC.
X-Layer donated another $5 and said, "The god Nick Yagi will beat the living crap out of Sweet Kokako, and then seeing you eat that spicy hot wing."
I have nothing to say to that. X-Layer, thank you.
Sounds great though, regardless of whether he wins or loses. That kind of sounds pretty cool. Wearing like a cowboy hat and eating a wing.
Yeah.
That sounds.
And we're eating it with you. Remember, we're suffering with you.
If you want to buy 4 hats, like I'll wear one with him.
I'm not buying 4 cowboy
I would wear a
hats.
hat.
I will wear a cowboy
Just
hat.
saying.
I don't have a cow. I have a sombrero.
We'll go down to the Old Town Road.
I'll think about
it's
it.
like it'd be like the Alamo.
Next donation, X-Layer, thank you for the thank you for the
Kyle donated another $2 and said, "Shin Yoshida is living there too," meaning your basement, but he's in a cage.
I wondered why Caliber drew a cage with a stick figure and Shin Yoshida with an arrow pointing to that.
That's Shin in your
Yeah,
basement.
so
right
he illustrated that donation.
So we have Takahashi, and he's living here fine. But we have Shin Yoshida in a cage.
That's right.
Yes.
Well,
With no writing utensils whatsoever.
No, he's not allowed to. Confiscated.
Yeah. Put in a room, no writing utensils. Yeah.
But we would still
He is-
consider him a friend.
We actually
I consider him a very good friend. Yeah.
We have to keep the room soft though, because we can't risk him maybe cracking a nail, so we can bleed and write the next script in blood. We have to make sure it's soft. Maybe
He always takes it just one.
a straight jacket.
I'm gonna let you handle this.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Stop.
Just because I'm just saying, writing utensils aren't the only way to
These
write.
guys are checking out
You
here.
can communicate in a lot of other ways. You have to be careful with that.
This guy's got a look in his eye. I don't like it. This guy.
You have another one over there.
Oh. Chapel Flabble, thank you for the $1 donation using the link. Yugioh, more like Yagioh. Nothing to say. It's going to be a long 7 days.
Oh man,
It's going to be long.
great.
So
Please, sweet
if Nick Yagi wins, I'm just being theoretical here, the name of the episode has to be Yagioh everything, right?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll figure out the name.
The Yogster prevails.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That's good.
I promise you.
The Yagioh the Yagioh verse. Oh my god, I just wrote it right
If
there.
he loses, the name of the episode is Nick Yagi Dies. I'm just letting you know.
Oh my god.
So
That's
that's
a callback to Duel
Joe
Monsters.
you know she dies.
dies.
That's, yeah. So I'm just
I
letting
respect
you know.
that actually. So
Yeah.
Shiose, if Nick Yagi wins, will you buy Shiose barbecue?
yeah.
Yes. And when your manager comes, if she wants barbecue, I'll have it catered. The finale.
Dude, that'd be
We'll
sick.
We'll have barbecue. We'll get it from somewhere.
Hey, these are good things to come out of your misery.
Right?
Big
Come
Ed's
on.
barbecue.
Big Ed.
They have
Oh.
unlimited ribs.
Oh
Shit, that's a
God.
good one.
Wait,
JC
for real?
Legendary
Yes.
Duels donated another 5 and said it's basically a
34.
staple now that me hating Vrains will be discussed in every stream. I mean, for any time.
Anytime you're mentioned.
Yeah, any.
Well,
I wasn't even gonna say that, but all right.
anytime.
Thank
anytime
you
Usaku
for
is
the
mentioned,
dono.
It's usually well, we all JC hates Usaku.
Yeah.
It's usually
Hates
That
Vrains.
that part I feel like is not a false.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's not
fine.
fault. It's not fault.
He didn't like Usaku. I don't.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I didn't love him.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think actually JC said he enjoyed the torture scenes of Usaku in that show. I'm pretty sure he said that.
now that I have not heard.
I can't verify that.
I've heard conflicting.
You gotta look back at
information,
the
so
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's deep in the brains, dude.
Legendary, we love you, man. We hope to have you on soon, my friend. I'm getting my first shot for the vaccine tomorrow, so and you're full on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're slowly getting there.
Wait, your second one's on Wednesday?
I thought you were getting it on Saturday.
Saturday. What did I say?
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
I'm getting my second one next Wednesday.
So
I
it-
might not see you.
If I get a weird,
yes,
you're
there is
done.
a chance.
if I get a weird effect, I might be shot for that watch along.
Dude, nobody gets a weird effect the first shot.
I've heard of people that got weird effects from the first.
I mean, my
shot.
brother just got it today. He was out for hours on the
Yeah.
first shot.
No,
First
I've
shot?
heard
Oh,
people.
God.
Yeah.
Some people have just been a little tired,
Yeah.
and for
Dylan's
me,
already tired.
for
I'm
me, my
tired.
arm was just sore when I tried to go to sleep.
Right,
I
yeah.
couldn't really sleep on my arm. I slept on the other one.
Didn't we see
But you had experience with that when you had a broken arm years ago, so you know what it's like sleeping
I've
on
had
your
plenty
arm.
of
Oh
experience.
well, I sleep on my back mostly anyway. It's just if I went to roll over, I didn't. I rolled the other way. But yes, when I broke my arm, I slept like this, with my arm on my chest.
That sounds awful.
And when I got my tattoo, I had to sleep. I slept with my arm out,
Yep.
Jesus. You got another one over there, Dill?
like I even sleep.
What's that?
Thank you, Chapel, for another $1 donation. Yami no game, more like Yagi no game.
Dude, it's
Kyle donated another 5 real and said, imagine this. Each one of the food team buys a piece of a maximum, and then Nick Yagi beats the A-line with the first extra deck fusion max monster.
Yeah, I'm not even going to humor that. If you want
It
to
sounds
take it, you
great.
can. Yeah, it sounds
Sounds
wonderful.
great.
That sounds lovely.
Dude, I can't wait. I
That-
can't wait, Kyle.
Kaya. That sounds. I
Bro,
like that.
when Yagi, when he wins it, man, we're flying you from Brazil, man. You're coming out of here, bro. Love it. Exalated donated another 5 and said, are you going to cry if Nick Yagi fusion summons even that you want it so badly?
Right, I want to see a fusion summon. I will not cry. I will be laughing very, very hard because to whoever Studio Bridge family member
have
or
to be
employee
trolling.
is watching, at that point, come on.
Let me say, but they must have been watching a while because we've already addressed that they're weeks ahead. They've been watching a while.
They've been watching since
You're
the
right.
beginning.
Maybe
You're
the
right.
I mean, we are the #1 Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's show in the world.
In the world.
So.
Is that wrong to say?
I know, but I love saying it because it sounds much more impressive than it actually is.
But it's also true.
That's how you sell yourself.
I do sell myself that way.
I mean, if we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's podcast, there's nothing above
There's nothing
us.
bigger. No.
We're top
There's
two.
nothing below us.
Okay, see, now that's not what you say. You say we're top 2, but we're not 2.
Mm-hmm.
Highest in the room.
Nice, Travis.
That's what I'm saying. X-Layer donated another 2 and said,
Thank
it sounds like you hate God Nick Yagi. Is that true?
I get so thankful whenever anyone donates, and X-Slayer's a big supporter, and then he always writes something about Nick Yagi,
Right.
and then
But you got to answer that as a question.
I don't hate Nick Yagi. No, I really do play into it for the meme. I think it's funny.
That's what I like.
I'm excited to see him duel.
Thank you
Montreal
for the
said, Imagine
dono.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 8. The Otis character will be Yagi.
What?
Thank
gone
you
too far.
for the dono.
Noah's lost it. He can't do it anymore.
He's done. He's left.
That was
He's going to talk to Takahashi for a moment.
He's trying to will Shin Yoshida to come back.
He's opening the cage door.
He's like the big mentor of Yu-Gi-Oh! 8.
I mean, at that point, Studio
I
Bridge
created
hates you.
fusions and rush duels.
They go to like his cabin and he's sitting there just grilling food every time
I know.
they go there.
He's the guy who created rush duels. I mean fusions.
He's got the smoker going and
That's
everything.
awesome.
God. I need a
Chicken roasting over
nap.
there.
You need a stiff drink.
I know. I don't drink. I need a shot.
Who was it that... Yeah, all right.
I'm speaking Nick T's language.
Who was it that tagged us on the Twitter thing with the grill ready for the
Oh, Thomas Hadley.
That's
Jesus
hysterical.
Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hysterical.
Oh, we're ready.
Happy you enjoyed it.
T-Pink's after another 10.
Wow, thank you, T
And
Pink.
said, what would you do if Sweets Kokako fusion summons right before Nick
Oh,
Yagi?
he'd be ecstatic.
Now they both fuse.
Right, because in that hypothetical, they both fused. I'd be okay with that. To be honest, I think it will be hilarious if Nick Yagi is the first fusion summoner. If that happens, Pink Staff and Sweets Kokako fusions, then I know for a fact Nick Yagi is going to do it because his 2 retrained monsters are fusion monsters and monsters that Seto Kaiba used, and Seto Kaiba is obviously a character that is associated pretty heavily, or that people associate with me pretty heavily.
Oh, really?
Now you're a fan of Seto Kaiba, right?
He's running the shirt.
Do the cards being in the hands of Nick Yagi make
No,
you
next
respect
question.
him more?
No.
Okay.
Does it
I'm
pain
judging
you more?
No, I'm judging
It's
Nick
gotta be a
Yagi
little
with
bit.
an open mind on episode 46.
Doesn't sound
Right.
like it.
I feel like that's not
Of
not
course it is.
honest.
I judge all characters.
You got 2 over there.
Yeah,
Two
it's
on the
two
link.
there.
Oh.
Look at
Thank you so much, Entame, for the $5 donation. Shiose's manager. If you don't know Shiose, she does watch-alongs as well for Sevens on her
great.
channel. And they're better than mine.
way better.
Yeah.
She can actually give context. She's actually useful in those.
And remember, when I say
I
that,
do.
I'm on one of that show this coming Saturday.
Yeah, I knew you'd back me up. I didn't think you'd back it up so enthusiastically. That caught me off guard. But definitely follow Shiose. Yeah, she does some great stuff. And we're going to hopefully do a collab at some point too. Maybe for the finale, we'll figure it
Yes.
out. We did a collab for the 39 finale. Maybe we'll do it on her channel, but definitely follow it up. But Entame, responsible for subbing. Thank you, Entame. $5 donation. This is for the barbecue catering fund. Should have seen that coming. I like beef more than chicken, by the way. I will keep that in
Write that
mind.
down.
Yeah, I'll write that down. And hey, thank you for the barbecue catering
We
fund.
could do barbecue either way, by the way.
Yeah, we'll do barbecue either way to celebrate either Nick Yagi winning or hopefully Nick Yagi losing. Entame, thank you very much. Beef over chicken.
I thought he
Yeah,
was
that
going
was-
in with an open mind.
I mean, that's
I
what
mean,
thought.
clearly has some bias.
Unbelievable.
No.
Yeah.
Out of you.
I'll also bring some desserts. Don't worry.
Oh, sweets!
Yeah.
Yeah, to celebrate her
It doesn't even
untimely
make
death.
sense, bro. It doesn't even make sense.
What, sweets?
Yeah,
She lives in a town of chocolate.
I would like to see it.
Pete,
No, you have another one.
Chapel, thank you for the $1 donation. Okay, let's test this theory. Are the Sevens writers watching this stream or not? If Nick Yagi doesn't beat Yuga once, I will donate $50. That's ridiculous.
Excuse
if
me?
Nick Yagi doesn't beat Yuga, I will donate $50. Chapel and Flapple, what are you doing?
Well, he's testing Studio Bridge.
If somehow Nick Yagi beats Yuga this whole show, I don't know. Got to work on the judgment.
But imagine if somehow that happens. Then,
that
are they not
but
watching?
that jacks up the show so much that I think that's even too ridiculous for them to do. Even like
They wouldn't.
on the 0.1% chance that someone from that studio was actually watching, which I don't think is the case.
You would have to build up
They
Nick
couldn't do
Yagi
that.
as such a character.
Yeah, they couldn't do that.
They
That
wouldn't.
jacks up the show too much.
Well, this is
Yeah,
the
like this-
beginning.
But
of
Chapel, thank you for the $1 donation. Don't hold true to that bet. That bet's crazy. And then you got the last one.
Well, you can read it if you want. Go for
X
it.
Slayer, thank you for the $5 super. Is that true that Nick Yagi cards are not only a reference to Kaiba, but also other rivals as well? Imagine a Blue Eyes Dragon, a White Dragon retrain. That would be crazy. Hopefully we don't get it. X Slayer, thank you so much for the super chat. And Saturday watch along. It's going to be fun. To everyone who donated, thank you so much. You guys breathe so much life into this podcast, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this on a weekly basis. I would not have the drive to do this on a weekly basis, but hundreds of you come out every single week to listen to four guys and sometimes some special guests rant and blabble about Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens each and every week, and we are so appreciative of that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart so much for giving us this platform. I don't think I thank you guys enough, so seriously, thank you. These guys do some amazing things. Please follow them. All their socials are down below. I'm going to let them promote themselves, and yeah, we are wrapping up here.
Just one more. X-Slayer donated another 5 and said,
Thank you, X.
if Nick Yagi wins this next duel, you must bless him for an entire year throughout both stream and video.
That might be a lot.
No, if Nick Yagi wins this duel,
That's what it
oh
says.
no, I'm not making that bet.
It
No
says
way.
wins his next duel.
Yeah,
As in this one on Saturday. No way, I'm not making it. It's bad enough, X-Slayer, that I got to do it for another month on stream.
And you have to pay for an emote.
No, and I
Don't
have to
forget
pay
that.
for an emote, and I have to wear the cowboy hat, and I have to eat a spicy hot wing. I think that's enough.
Okay.
That is a lot.
We could join you on the cowboy hats if you want.
and the spicy wings.
Yeah, well,
We're
already
that's-
did.
definitely
your
joining
choice.
the wings.
Yeah.
We're definitely joining.
Well,
Okay.
well, we're all crew.
It's hot ones.
I appreciate
We
that.
can do hot ones. Is that?
I'll buy
Can I
40
not say the word hot ones on here? Is that?
Yeah,
are
it's
we gonna
supposed to be
take it
hot.
down?
It's supposed to be spicy.
Are we gonna get taken down?
Spicy
It's a pop-
ones,
it's a
spicy
pop-
ones,
okay,
spicy
ones.
ones.
Follow these guys. They're all amazing. X-Slayer, and to everyone who donated, seriously, thank you so much. To everyone who's here, thank you so much. Please follow the team. You guys can promote.
Okay.
Get it going, baby.
All of my stuff is already below. I haven't really been streaming much on Twitch lately. I've been very busy with work, so I've been kind of
Tax season.
God
I've been just by the time I've been ready to start playing games or hanging out, it's been like 10 o'clock at night, and it's just too late for me to start doing a stream. But I do stream over on Twitch. I will start streaming again soon and more frequently. My name is Cal Breezy. It's CalBreeZzy. I also have a Twitter for that. I have Instagram, which is just Caliber22, and that's really about it.
Sounds amazing.
Nick T?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
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 I
Sing those songs.
no.
Yeah.
I also have a Twitch channel called Nick Fights Moms, and I have also not been streaming a whole lot because this last portion of the semester has been killing me. But as of tomorrow, it's officially over for a couple weeks, and then I have only some summer classes. So I'll be streaming more. I'll be doing more Super Smash Brothers Ultimate community. You know, we'll be playing. You guys can jump in an arena, and we can have some fun. You guys can kick the hell out of me. So that'll be cool. I play music in a band, a hardcore band called Mom Fight. We're still in the process of writing the full length and going to get it recorded this summer, so be on the lookout for that if you're into heavy, loud music. I play my own music as Nameling. I have a record out on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
And a music video on YouTube called Nameling, and the music video is called Magic 8 Ball. But I'm going to put I don't know if he actually put the link in the description yet.
For which one?
For
Twitch, Twitter.
no, but
music,
yeah.
For the music video.
For all the music. So I'm gonna run in and drop it in there. But
Drop
and
it.
then find. Actually, I guess that's it. Just go follow. Just stream the Nameling stuff.
Oh, you have Twitch too.
I did Twitch at the beginning.
You did,
Yeah,
too.
Nick Fights Moms. Nick Fights Moms. Mom Fight. Nameling. Go follow all those things. And I'm still trying to get New Year's Eve, my song New Year's Eve on Spotify to 1K. So stream that. I'm gonna post the link in Dylan's comments right now.
Yeah, run a channel, YouTube, Clueless Gamers. A lot going on over there. 3 trailer reactions that myself and Dylan and Cal filmed last week were put up on the channel a few days ago. So if you're interested in some superhero content, you can check that out. Falcon and the Winter Soldier episodes 5 and 6 will be dropping this week, as well as tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. will be an edition of First and 10, the NFL football podcast on Clueless Gamers that myself and my friend Brian do. We're going to be doing a lot of pre-draft coverage, a little mock draft, and some free agency recap right before the NFL draft tomorrow night. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to drop by the channel and check that out. And follow me on Twitter at PVCaro21, where I'll be talking all about the draft tomorrow night.
That sounds great. Sorry, that sounds great. And go do all those things for both of them. I also forgot to mention in my whole speech that not only do I have that record out for Nameling, but I have one song in the works. So please be on the lookout for that. I still have to start promoting it. But probably in the next couple, maybe weeks, maybe month or two, I'll have a new song inspired by Evangelion. So be on the lookout for that.
Sweet.
It's good.
You guys all rock. They're doing some great stuff.
Literally
so definitely follow them. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, Nick T. Thank you, Pete, for being a part of this podcast.
Of course. Thank you.
You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for watching, making us a part of your Wednesday nights. Until next time, Sevens watch along and pre-show 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. So I'll see you guys then. And we'll be right back here next Wednesday to talk all things episode 46. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Good night.